We are live. Go ahead. Hello.
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 Do you just say hello in that exact same cadence all the time?
No, but it's really easy to do like one word in the exact same way multiple times.
I can tell because you're doing it right now. How has
I'm
your day
my
been?
own soundboard.
Yeah, you sound wave. I had a thought. They're like, oh yeah, soundboard, sound wave. I can make a joke there. And then it just crashed and stumbled on the first like word and like rolled down a cliff.
It crashed and stumbled on the first word because I've changed my name on everything that matters.
How dare you? I could have made perfect comedy here if you weren't being like running away from your 12-year-old like username.
Yeah, if I didn't want to, you know, sound like I'm. Well, also, not only did I come up with it when I was 12, another reason I changed my name on stuff, it's too damn long. There's some sites I just can't put Soundwave Blue into.
Really?
I'll get as far as
username
Soundwave
limits.
L. Yeah. Some
Why?
sites have username character limits.
Why? That makes no sense to me.
They're dumb and stupid.
Anyways, hello people! We're at the last bit of episode 1 for Umineko, which I only know because I played it, because I repeat this bit. So we're here to watch Soundwave decide if he is actually the biggest brain genius of all and realize who killed who, or if he's stupid and will not believe the fact that magic exists, and therefore it was a witch killing everyone, obviously. No response?
Alternatively, I'm not a detective.
Okay. Malik, here's the thing. This game is divided into episodes. This is part... hold on, let me pull up my Twitch schedule. I actually need to check. I do not remember. Oh god, where did they move everything to? Would that be under channel?
Everything is
This is part
apart.
12 of episode 1. And this is where the easy puzzles are. This is the easy mysteries in this game. Because I know everything gets a lot harder in the further episodes, so... If you can't solve...
I realize... Go ahead.
Can't solve these easy mysteries. God. Call
I realized something literally just now.
Yeah?
So, each of these episodes are different mysteries. different stories.
Yeah.
I for some reason was like, oh, it's just all gonna be like at the same mansion. No, the fuck it isn't. We're just using the same characters. This is the same shit they did in like, Higurashi, but Higurashi has real magic in it.
So what you're saying is you're wrong and it was actually a real witch.
No, what I'm saying is it's not uncommon for a writer to reuse characters in a different situation.
Okay. And you're only realizing that now as we're approaching the end.
Yes. I was like, how the fuck are they? Everyone's dead. Do you introduce new characters? Then I thought,
Or
wait, that opening's really vague.
Or it could be jumping around in time, too. Like, this is like the end, and then here's everything that built up to it and all the other weird shit going on. Because there are also characters we've never seen in there who are also probably dead.
It is this author. I wouldn't put it past.
Yeah, Ryukishi. Yeah. I'm going to have to, like, once we're done with this, like, whether we finish it on stream or just finish it in general, I'm going to need to also start reading Higurashi. Since that's also on Steam. I know, but I like the way this guy does his writing and, like, stuff. Though, even though his, like, actual art style looks like everyone's wearing mittens as their hands. It is.
I'm sure there's remade versions of Higurashi.
Well, there is like a Steam re-release that was done that has like better sprites, but like we've shown you this guy's sprites for everyone here
Yes.
before.
Yes.
You can tell he's an artist second, a writer first, but.
Oh, it's like one, but with terrible, terrible shit.
Yeah, basically. Which I also need to, at some point, read. Because everyone's going on about, like, Kagurabachi, and I'm just like, I need to actually read the latest, like, what One Punch Man and other series that I actually like, instead of seeing whatever this current flavor of the month where anime Twitter's going off on something for one chapter of a manga.
Just do what I do. Only read the one genre.
That could work. But my tastes are more varied than Yuri.
So I don't only read the one genre. As much as I hate to admit this in public, live on stream, I do enjoy good isekai.
I enjoy my
far between.
I enjoy my schlock. I know what I'm getting out of it.
Listen, if I want nothing of substance, I will read a romance manga.
Hold on. If I want nothing of substance, I will reach over to my shelf and grab. Where is it?
I will reach over and grab Azumanga Daioh.
I will reach over to my shelf, grab Reborn as a space mercenary. I woke up piloting the strongest starship off my shelf to finally give this a read to see if it's actually sci-fi isekai schlock or any actual goodness.
So, I'm almost certain I've read that as a manga, and it was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Wasn't terrible.
Was it with like the white-haired elf girl and the like girl with like blue stripe?
So he just wakes up like in his ship, right?
Yeah, he
like,
just wakes up in his ship,
and
it, like immediately has to get like taxed at like the local space station.
Yeah, no, they made a manga out of it. It was fairly decent.
Yeah,
it wasn't the best thing I ever read, and they stopped making that manga. But yeah,
yeah, it's better than there was an SCP light novel that was terrible, which sucks because it was about an actually interesting premise of, what was it, Iris? That one girl who can, like, take photos and then you can travel into those photos. Like, at that point in time they were taken. Like, fantastic power, fantastic setup it could have used of someone who got pulled through the photo.
I've told you about the VTuber SCP, right?
What?
Did you not know?
My guy, my interest in the SCP is entirely based off of when was it the Infographics Shorts spin-off channel pops up on my YouTube shorts and says, "Let me tell you about SCP-942, which is a bubblegum dispenser." What? That is actually just
6777.
Go on.
That is the name. That is the name of. Well, that's the article. Also known as Ichifuji Baku. It boils down to, yeah, it's just like a deity that's trying to become real.
All right then.
Through, yeah. Which, if you're trying to do that, streaming works.
Yeah, that is. If you need followers to believe in you in order to become like God, that is a way to do it.
Yep. But like, there's so much potential to be like really funny. Unfortunately, so there's like art connected to it. I cannot find the artist.
Really?
I have tried my damnedest because they didn't like leave a tag because it's an SCP article.
That
Which
is
leads me to
a
believe one of two things: either they drew it themselves, or the artist was okay with not being credited.
that was
because there's
certainly a design.
Yeah,
It's very flat.
like you can tell that like when it moves, it like bends weird. Like that kind of like weird bending you get with like original VTuber models.
Yeah.
Like low budget stuff.
But all right, so
Yeah.
any other thoughts or words before we get down to this final chapter? And you can see who did what.
There's an SCP article that the SCP Foundation literally made hentai. That's it. That's the article.
Do I want to
remember-
know? I don't know if I want to know.
I don't remember it off the top of my head. So they didn't like. There's no actual like video or nothing to go with it. It's just in the article.
I would
as
hope
you read,
not.
You're like, oh my god, they produced a hentai. It was for like some Sumerian love goddess whose name I forget.
Not
It's
Ishtar,
not
the other
Ishtar,
one.
It's like it's the other fertility goddess. It's the less
okay
known
then.
Mostly
one.
Inanna or Inan.
Welcome, yeah, that one.
All right,
But I
Velvet,
was
welcome
like,
back.
that's
Eh.
because I really enjoy the more like just funny SCP articles because not all of them are terrible. Like you would die if you met it. It's just like that's hilarious.
Yeah. If anything, it's just I hate myself when I just go on like horror or thriller-esque media binges because then I just make myself paranoid and unable to sleep.
Yeah, that
I've
sounds.
been,
Yeah.
I've been rewatching The Walking Dead.
Hmm.
Like the good seasons of it, or
Yeah, just like the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say, the show that's just focused on like Daryl is actually really good.
how did they explain how he got to France?
Oh, it was a boat. He got like sold into slavery.
Oh, wow.
Someone caught Daryl and sold him into slavery.
It's not hard. So it's not hard to knock a dude out and tie him up and then put him on a boat. Like,
Yeah, no matter how badass he is.
yeah, no matter how cool you are, if you don't hear someone come up behind you with like a fucking billy club. I guess the way it was actually explained is he met some bad people and they just forced him onto this boat that went to France.
Mhm.
Which, like, all right, that's way more explanation than I was expecting.
Mhm.
And then he jumped off the ship, taking one of their lifeboats.
Fair enough. Anyway,
But
Yeah.
like, yeah,
to quickly answer TKJ's question stuff. Yes, I like One Piece, and yes, I have read a whole dictionary before. It was boring. I learned a lot of words and immediately forgot them right after I read them. Because it's very repetitive. Oh god.
Well,
But like I did it because I got bet I got dared that no I wouldn't be able to and I'd give up. And the moment you make something a challenge for me, I take it way too personally. Like exceptionally personally. Like how dare you? Who the hell do you think you are? Yes, I will eat this entire gram of like enriched uranium. Fuck you.
Fuck you, I'll take a bite out of a habanero for $15.
Fuck you, I will swallow this ghost pepper solid. And then burn my insides on the way out.
There is so much I will do for $15. Oh, well, there's so much I will eat for $15.
$20 is $20.
$15 is, like, enough to buy you 2 full meals.
Okay. If it was almost any other dessert besides pie, I would say, fuck you, I could do it. I do not like pie in the slightest.
oof.
It is a terrible dessert.
Is it a contest against other amateurs?
Yeah, because that also depends on like...
Not only is Case wrong, but I will eat pie. And I have won a pie eating contest before. Given it was just eat this one pie as fast as you possibly can. And I was like, man, these fucking amateurs. I just slammed my face down, sucked it up, and won.
You pulled a Kirby.
Sounds like it.
Throughout high school, whenever like eating stuff like was part of a competition, you could win things. I always went up and it was like, it's time to eat. Free food.
I mean, hey, how can you argue against it?
Yeah. Anything else y'all want to mention, or?
I was just gonna note that I have my cat with me, and I'm currently in my room on my bed. So
Meow meow, meow meow meow.
yeah,
Of
and
course.
she's currently rubbing against the phone, but you might hear me suddenly shout because she'll try to eat the charge cord again.
One
course,
small
eating that
zap will
entire-
stop that from happening again.
Yeah, and then severely compromise the charge cord at the same time.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Apple does charge way too much for those.
Yeah.
Imagine using an Apple phone. Can't be us.
Literally only you.
Can't be me.
Where we last left off, because Velvet wasn't here, Hideyoshi, Ava, Kanon, and Kinzo are dead. They are exceptionally dead. Like, hole to the head, hole to the chest, hole to the heart, hole to the head again. Dead. We have cleared out
DED dead.
DED.
Yeah.
Everyone locked themselves inside Kenzo's office because it's a self-locking room. Safety and all that number and stuff. And then a letter appeared inside while they were wondering what to do from Beatrice saying, hey, don't you think you could just avoid playing our game? We're playing now. If you lose, I'm killing you no matter what. Shit.
Hey, Velvet.
Yes.
How do you like your steak?
I hate that I can never remember the terminology for like how well cooked.
How well cooked is basically like well is like more cooked. So
So
Rare
there's
to
rare,
well.
medium rare, medium well, and then well done.
I'd say as raw as like medium well.
Because Kenzo's crispy.
Yeah.
I know it's a personal taste thing, but I took physical damage from you saying medium well steak.
And I like that. I like it medium rare. Because you know I'm an American.
I'm an American
and
in the
know how
South.
and know how steak is supposed to be made.
It like if your cow isn't moving on that plate, it is not. It is overcooked.
don't serve me blue steak because I won't eat it because that is raw meat.
Yeah.
But I will take a rare or medium rare steak. It's just got to be warm, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kentucky Fried Kenzo happened that's why he disappeared.
Yeah. Extra crispy.
Yep. And now, Natsuhi went, you know what? Fuck you. Pointed the gun at all the adults that weren't her and Maria and kicked them out and said, nah, y'all are either the killer or working with the killer. Fuck off. And that's where we are right now. We're just waiting for, like, the morning to come for the Umineko to no Naku Koro ni. Any questions?
No.
Nope.
Not even who the killer is? No, okay.
It was me, Dio.
How did you know?
Can you imagine that fucking twist? It's just like we get through this entire mystery. Fucking Dio Brando, full like.
Just out of nowhere, JoJo.
It's just the frame. Oh no, Dioda!
Oh, push up. We gotta do exercise. Soundwave, get down.
Get down on it.
What? Get down on it. Get down. Like you really want it.
Get down on it.
After we chased them out, nobody said another word. We had exiled all of the suspicious ones. Even though we had known that there might be some innocents among them, we had exiled them all the same. We had chased them out of this paradise, where people didn't have to doubt each other. However, our motive for chasing them out had been suspicion of our fellow man, the worst kind of crime for a human. If we had been able to accept the existence of a 19th person, of the witch, then we might all still be talking face to face, trusting in each other. In that instant, we had agreed to chase out all of the suspicious people. But had that been the right thing to do? During this endless silence, we could do nothing but be quietly tormented by our sin. Aunt Natsuhi was facing the door, seated all the way back in her sofa, not letting go of her rifle for even an instant. She would probably spend the night staring at that door without a wink of sleep. George Aniki was gazing through a gap in a closed curtain by the window, looking down on the courtyard and the mansion that surrounded it. Wait, sorry, I'm just adding a thought here. So, the windows in Kinzo's office face the inside courtyard. So when he threw that ring out early in the morning, that means there had to be someone inside the mansion who would have been able to retrieve it during the rain. It wasn't like throwing it out the back of the room. Okay. Just a small thing I just noticed I want to point out. Whether he was checking to see if any suspicious shadows would become visible through the window, or whether he was engaged in some deep internal conversation, I couldn't tell. Jessica was sitting at an angle on the sofa next to Aunt Natsuhi's, with a dead expression on her face. And every once in a while, as though she remembered something, she would take out the inhaler that she had used during her asthma attack and stick it in her mouth.
That's a good way to become overly dependent on your inhaler and make it not work.
Okay, but at this she is, like, could be trying to use this as, like, a coping mechanism for the moment. Because, hey! Read the line here. Jessica liked Canon-kun, and, so, he's dead. Coping mechanism. Because she was the one who had just saved her, like, during her last asthma attack. Like, it's not a good thing, but it's a, like, medically a good thing, but, like, could be, like, a coping mechanism she's working through. I just heard it from Aniki, but apparently Jessica liked Canon-kun. It seems that it was such a vague thing that she hadn't even realized it herself. You know, It's the kind of thing the other person tends to spot before the person in question realizes it. In that case, she might have first learned her feelings when the person she liked died. It was truly pitiful and sad. Come to think of it, Kanan-kun had been the one to hand her her inhaler, so maybe she was remembering that. As for me, I was fishing around Grandfather's study, thinking I'd research the meaning of the magic circle on the second sheet of the letter. Even though we were shut up here in a defensive position, my rebellious nature made me want to keep up the offensive, find some key to all of this. We had plenty of time until tomorrow anyways. No matter what I do at that time, no one can find fault with it. No one else showed that much interest in this magic circle. I forget, what was your theory on what the magic circle did? The Triforce one?
Yeah, it just takes people apart, like it forces people to be apart. Or something like that.
Okay. Its meaning was unknown, and once we understood it, we were sure to find some message that would cause us unnecessary anguish. I'd also agreed about this. However, I still couldn't let it go, so I killed some time pretending to research it. You sure are enthusiastic. Did you find anything that might serve as a hint?
Not a thing. The first task is even finding a book written in Japanese. Just how many languages Grandfather read? He's incredible. He was incredible.
He's like as crispy as these wings I'm munching on right now.
You heard it here first, folks. Case eats burnt wings. And he clowns on me for eating them boneless.
See, at least I'm eating proper wings and not like a pretentious chicken nugget.
I don't like my hands being sticky. You can't eat proper wings with a fork.
Yes, you can. You've just got skill issues.
Like,
fuck yourself? Fuck
you just hold it
yourself.
with your fingertips, though.
There's like, in a wing, there's a big open hole you can stab the fork through and then eat around the rest of it to pluck the meat out. Unless you're meaning the thighs or stuff, or drumsticks that people say are calling wings, even though they are not.
Velvet, you misunderstand, or like, not misunderstand. You are overestimating my fine motor skills when picking up something like that. My hand's gonna get sticky because just the fingertip ain't gonna work.
Aren't you tired, Battler-kun? You should take a rest while someone else is staying awake for you. Aunt Nazi might be saying she'll stay vigilant all night, but there's no way her body can handle that. We should take turns sleeping.
Then you sleep first, Aniki. I'm gonna keep on with my little research until the drowsiness hits.
That magic circle?
Pretty much. We've got plenty of time to kill. I thought it'd be interesting to find out what kind of message the great Beatrice Sama put in it.
I wouldn't. Keep that up and you'll get possessed by something weird.
Ghosts aren't real. Relax. I've been certified by Maria. She says I'm utterly lacking in any spiritual talent.
You are absolutely just incompetent.
Ghosts aren't real.
This is the guy who wrote Higurashi, though, so... I'd say, having not seen Higurashi, just assuming there's probably weird shit going on. Beyond, like, that
There's
one
like
chick who went serial
time
killer.
Loop thing. There's a weird time loop thing.
Yeah, from what I understand of Higurashi, that is the case, that there's like some sort of time loop bit going on.
See, all I know about it is that one orange-haired girl with that, like, weird, like, hat just watching around with, like, a knife going to stab people and covered in blood.
It is a hatchet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I know about it.
Akin to a machete, if anything.
Yeah,
But
it's meant for cutting wood.
Hmm.
Technically, it's a saw.
Yeah.
Rina, apparently.
Yeah, Rina Ryugu, if I remember right, is her full name. The fact that I still remember that after, like, maybe half a decade of not seeing anything Higurashi related.
I tried watching it when I was younger, and I was like, wow, this is really fucked up. I'm not gonna watch it, because it's gonna give me weird dreams.
Yeah.
I'll add it to my list after some other shows I've got lined up. That I still need to actually put to use to make use out of my Crunchyroll subscription. Anyways.
Right. We were too cruel to Maria.
Might
Oh
need to
wait, I just realized I misread that. I should have said, were we too cruel?
Yeah. You might want to
Oops.
just speak up a little just to overcome, like, the phone microphone.
Yeah. Were we too cruel to Maria?
Do you want to take Natsuhi
Sure.
again, or?
Oh, Natsuhi, right. Oops. Jessica, you mustn't think that now. But Mom, if Maria isn't involved and the killer's someone totally different, they're obviously gonna go for the easy targets. If she's killed because of this, then we've just let her die.
Well, she was a creepy kid. So...
That
Yeah, but
is
she's
no
still a
reason to
kid.
let a kid die.
Yeah.
Okay, but did you see that, like, forced perspective, warped evil face we got, like, right after the first bodies were found?
That is not a reason to let a kid die.
Yeah.
That is a reason to send a kid to therapy.
Yeah, see, TKJ agrees with me. RIP. I say, taking the emote completely out of context to support my argument.
I will hit you over the head with a bat.
I mean, on one hand, personally, I wouldn't feel too bad if she actually did commit murder. But considering she only just had an interest in the occult and was just being creepy because of her special interest, you know, it's still no reason to let her die.
True. Also, she's 9, and literally not strong enough to commit some of those murders.
Yeah.
Or if she learned magic from Beatrice?
There's no magic.
Sure. A gloomy silence settled once again. It looked like Jessica regretted that she'd let her emotions take hold of her and snapped at Maria. She always was like that. Always acted tough, went too far, and regretted it later.
I understand how you feel. But Maria was in close contact with the culprit. And what's worse, she seemed to be taking their side with her endless series of mystifying statements. I am relieved that we chased her out.
Look, you're making Senshia cry, Soundwave. How could you? A wonderful viewer who's actually played the game and actually probably knows if magic exists.
I have to be this guy. I have to be the guy that says no magic. It has to be like a real logical explanation. Because Case is being obtuse.
I have to be obtuse because I know what's happening in the first chapter. Once we're done with, like, episode 1, I can probably be less obtuse, unless it's funny, or it's Tuesday, or I feel like it.
I will stab you. That's pretty harsh, Aunt Nazi. Couldn't it have just been the nonsense of a 9-year-old girl?
Even though I was being brazen saying that, I myself had thought Maria was creepy on several occasions today, and had doubted her true nature. And when Maria had been chased out of this room, I couldn't deny that I felt some relief.
If that's the case, then tomorrow, I will apologize for what I did. I will take full responsibility for chasing them out of this room. This isn't something that the rest of you have to worry about.
I could feel a tragic determination in Aunt Natsuhi's words. To protect her own daughter, she would resolutely chase out the suspicious ones. And if, as a result, she had to let those people who had the misfortune to be suspected die, so be it. She was prepared to take full responsibility.
Why does Maria have to keep saying stuff like that? She's bringing about her own ruin.
I think that the reason Maria-chan adores witches and magic so much might be because of Auntie Rosa.
Because of Auntie Rosa? What does she have to do with this?
You don't know Solutions episode 4. Oh, okay, so you know the question arc. Okay. I think I mentioned this to you before, but like right before we get to the answer arc, I just want a stream of us talking about everything in the first 4 episodes and then trying to solve it before we go on.
Alright.
Yeah. Because that feels like it'd be a good fun way to spend a few hours, which is how many tangents we go on.
I can't wait for there just to actually have been a 19th person the whole time, and we've just been wrong.
I mean, I'm the one saying magic and Beatrice exists. You're being obtuse.
There's no magic. I'm not being obtuse, I'm being the other side.
I think you must have realized it too, Battler Kern. Maria-chan's real father, ran off somewhere a long time ago. Although, Auntie's trying to cover it up by saying he's on a foreign business trip.
Talking about Rosa-san's family has become a kind of taboo in the Uchiromiya family.
I think Auntie even thought about remarrying, but I also believe Maria-chan might have become her shackles and made that quite difficult. After all, she sometimes got incredibly emotional and took it all out on Maria-chan.
She beat her kid.
I'm gonna hate reading this. I agree with you there. It looked like Auntie Rosa was trying hard to like Maria. Which means that she didn't really like her. I'll bet she had some strong thoughts about Maria standing in the way of her getting remarried.
I think the emotional rejection from her mother must have left some deep scars on her young heart. So when she learned about this occult hobby from somewhere, she immersed herself in it so she could fill the holes in her heart. Did you know? To Maria-chan, the image of a witch isn't negative at all. Remember yesterday at the beach when she showed us her notebook? Looks like there's a wing in my mouth.
Yeah, it was full of those fun-looking scribbles.
Yesterday when we had doubted the witch down by the beach. Maria had gotten all riled up and started explaining about witches. And not one of those pages had shown the picture of an ugly witch. They were all brightly colored, beautiful, cute witches who looked like they were having fun.
They were all wearing purple outfits. One was Japanese. They went to a school called Luna Nova.
There was absolutely nothing sinister about them, like a boy might have imagined. They were beings adorned with beautiful dresses, who could grant anyone's dreams with their mysterious magic and made everyone happy. The sorrow of not being loved by her mother. Had Maria thought salvation from the witches as beings who could save... Had Maria sought salvation from the witches as beings who could save her from that sorrow and make her happy. Someday, a witch would come, and using her wonderful magic, would bring Maria happiness. Even though she believed that, as she grew older, she had to face reality as her flitting dreams were sliced to ribbons, one by one. If, in front of a girl like that, something claiming to be the witch of Rokkenjima appeared, and whispered that she could take Maria to the Golden Land, where Maria could be happy. I think it's time I confess what was in my heart. I'm the killer. I'm the one who killed everyone on this island. It was me, George.
It was me. He turned into Dio Brando. Kono Dioda.
Kono Georgida! Maybe throwing out Muria-chan, no, Genji-san and the rest too, was probably the wrong thing to do.
I do feel guilty.
Since Jessica had been the one to face them and slam them with the words of rejection, her conscience must be tormenting her a lot right now.
And how do you all explain that letter? No one could have said it there except the 4 people standing behind me. I was able to see that quite clearly with my own eyes. If those 4 are innocent, how was that letter placed there in a locked room with 8 people in it?
That's just it. When you put it that way, those 4 really do seem suspicious. But that's no goddamn good. Yeah, it's no goddamn good at all.
No good? What is?
Right. It might not be worth anything anymore. But let me flip over the chessboard again. What I mean is, if one of those 4 really is the culprit, it makes no sense.
That's right. Wasn't setting that letter openly on the table the same as confessing that one of them was the culprit? You're right, that makes no sense. If you were gonna do that, you'd put it, like, in a crack of the door, or to make it look like someone had slipped it in from the outside. Yeah, they must have known they'd be suspected if they didn't make it look like the culprit was outside the room.
Yeah, that's it exactly. If the culprit was one of those 4, setting that letter right in the middle of the table would be both risky and meaningless. But putting aside whatever trick they used to set it there, if we assume that the culprit is someone other than those 4, in other words, someone who was outside the room, then they had a lot to gain from that letter.
Stop that. Battler-kun. At this point, that issue is insignificant.
Aunt Natsuhi quickly guessed what I was getting at. No, maybe she had thought of it long before I had, and simply held her tongue.
If the culprit was outside the room, then once we shut ourselves up in a locked room where the culprit couldn't touch us, it was all over for them. That's right. It's the same as the theory I proposed about how grandfather disappeared from this room, isn't it? That theory that grandfather left the room of his own accord, if the culprit used some tactic to lure him out, and grandfather left of his own accord, then...
Come to think of it, even Muya had said it when we found the scorpion magic circle on the doorknob to the study. Beatrice couldn't get through this door, but she might be able to induce someone to leave of their own accord.
In that case, that would mean we fell for the culprit's trap completely. And sent out some new potential sacrifices. Genji and the rest aren't fools. If they desired to protect themselves, they would quickly think of the next safest place after this room. They are surely hiding themselves there.
Aunt Natsuhi hadn't answered the question. She herself realized that if the culprit wasn't in that group, the letter could have easily been a trap. However, it wasn't worth the risk of calling back the people she had once thrown out. To Aunt Natsuhi, right now, her greatest and only duty was to protect the children.
Except that one.
All the children who weren't immediately, seemingly complicit with the murders. And to that end, she was thinking a few sacrifices may be an unfortunate necessity.
Hey, Anatsi, let me ask you something a little difficult, alright? If, by coincidence, Jessica had also been standing behind you at that time, Would you have chased Jessica from the room too? Sure, there may have been a degree of cruelty to it, but as a mother, you thought you should protect your daughter no matter what. And it was out of that duty that you sent them out, fully aware that you'd eventually be held responsible for it. I'm not trying to criticize you for it or anything. I was thinking about what a great mother Jessica has.
Yes. You've been dealing with these incidents since morning, and you've been pulling us all along this whole time, without losing your composure. If you'd been as confused as the rest of us, every last one of us might have been in the culprit's grasp by now. So I think we have to thank you. All of us.
Thank you. So what you're trying to say is this, right? You want her to act as Maria's mother, too. I always thought of Maria as a real little sister and adored her. And yet, a bunch of things happened. We got a bit confused. And I said a lot of mean things to her and hurt her. Mom, please. Let's stay with Maria. No, with everyone. There was no culprit among us.
Amogus.
Amoga. God damn it.
Oh my god.
None of them was sus. Maria didn't vent. Genji didn't trigger the reactor. None of them.
Oh my god. Why can't the culprit behind all this just be the witch, Beatrice? So let's just stop doubting each other.
Aunt Nazi closed her eyes for a short while. Was she coping with her throbbing headache again? Or was she thinking of something?
Jessica, you are my precious daughter. The daughter I was finally blessed with a whole 12 years after I married my husband. I would become the worst kind of demon to protect you.
That was some pretty strong language at the end there. She realized very well that these were only words, but even so, she was strongly resolved to protect her daughter, even if she had to become a demon. But that was because she was tormented by guilt. Today had been so long. So many things had happened in one day, and we had been put under such pressure. I wonder if we have the right to greet tomorrow the way we are now. There it is.
I found it. It's this magic circle.
Within the books I had been constantly flipping through, I had finally found the same magic circle that had been drawn on the second sheet of the letter. George and Nikki peered at it as well. This magic circle's name was the third magic circle of Mars. The Hebrew written on it was from the Old Testament Book of Psalms, Psalm 77, verse 13. What God is so great as our God? Yeah, it's not the Triforce, it's... What was the anti-Triforce from A Link Between Worlds?
You're asking me like I know.
What use are you, then? This is... Because I know it's High Rule and Low Rule, but no, it's... No, they're both
What
just
about
called the Triforce. High Rule's Triforce and Low Rule's Triforce. Mid-Rule? That's here. We ain't got no Triforce. We've got a flat line because we're looking at it from the wrong angle. The meaning of the magic circle was... Discord. I'm howling at the moon.
Hey,
Looking
so
at
I
the
was
middle of
right.
this Afternoon.
It agitates internal
Discord.
divisions and causes the enemy to bring about their own downfall.
Whatever did we do to make you take a world away? Well, seriously?
Could there be a more fitting way to describe our current situation and mental state? We couldn't help but be stunned into silence.
So, this letter was a trap? How'd they put it here? There wasn't anyone in this room except for us 8.
Anyway, let's ignore how it got here for now. The culprit was after just one thing. They wanted to spread the seeds of doubt inside this impregnable study and use us to throw the sacrificial sheep out.
In that case, what they're after is the people who went out of this room.
My mom! What should we do? Those 4 are in danger.
It wasn't surprising that Aunt Natsuhi remained unpleasantly silent. Even if this was a trap by the culprit, even if the 4 who had been chased out of the room were in danger, it had nothing to do with the safety of the 4 people in here. And there was no way to prove the innocence of the 4 people we had kicked out. If we were willing to let them die then, we shouldn't leave this room either, no matter what. That way is safest. Just then,
That's not something that should be happening.
all of a sudden, the piercing sound of a phone rang through the room. It was the antique extension phone that was set on Grandfather's study desk. It had started ringing right as we began this conversation. So it was only natural we'd think it was an SOS from the others we'd kicked out. But then, Aunt Natsuhi spoke.
How can the telephone be? It should be broken down and unusable.
That doesn't matter. That's Maria and the others calling for help.
One sec, let me shift some volume stuff around.
Right. I should account for when I'm bringing the phone close to me.
Alright, can you both say something again?
Something again.
I'm hoping that I'm not sure, like, I should be keeping it at a set distance, but then my arm will get tired.
Yeah. One more time, Soundwave?
Something again.
Okay, you should be good now, go ahead.
Alright. That doesn't matter. If that's Maria and the others calling for help,
If the problem with the phone was the culprit's work in the first place, then the phone call is more than likely.
With that one sentence, the ring of the phone, which had sounded like a scream for help, started to sound like a ghastly summons from some unknown person. Aunt Natsuhi hesitated over whether to pick up the receiver. Let's take it, Auntie. The phones might have been fixed for some reason. It could still be an urgent call from Maria-chan and the rest.
That's right. And on the slight chance that it is a call from the killer, bring it on. Let him friggin' talk. It's just a phone call. No matter what they babble through the receiver, it's not like it's gonna hurt you.
if you won't pick it up, then I will.
I will take it. Hello?
I stretched out my hand to take the receiver, but Aunt Natsuhi picked it up first, as if to say she had it under control. We all held our breath, trying to figure out who the other person on the other end of the phone was. But for a while, Aunt Natsuhi just kept saying, hello.
Hello?
A silent phone call?
Hello? Hello, hello?
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, and thank you for coming to your new summer job at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Where fantasy and fun come to life. There's no way Maria and the others would do something so creepy. Which means this phone call? Might it possibly really... Natsuhi stopped repeating hello and strained her ears, because she thought she heard something far away on the other end of the receiver. What is it?
Huh? Is someone singing?
Oh, wrong. What do you mean singing? I need to bump your volume, change your volume again.
I don't know. Faintly, from the other end of the phone, I can hear someone singing. I wonder what it could be.
You give it here for a sec. Hello?
I half forced the receiver from the stunned Aunt Natsuhi's hand and pressed it against my ear. At first, I didn't hear anything. But because I had been told about it beforehand, I noticed. I don't know if that's coming through for you all.
Yeah, it's
Oh
coming.
yeah, no, it's coming through.
Yeah. No, not in a quiet voice, but rather far away from the receiver. I could hear a girl singing a song. From the windows to the wall to the sweat.
To sweat drip down my balls. All the bitches
fall.
call. Ski, 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 motherfucker. Oh, ski, ski, goddamn.
Wait, no, better, like, since this is a kid. Skippity bop, 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 bop. Yes, yes, yes. Skippity bop, skippity bop.
No. I wanted to keep my awareness of it exists, not wanting to hear a single note.
I have not seen a single episode of that thing. I know that from an entirely separate meme from One Piece.
The fuck are you talking about?
I don't
We'll
know
leave you in the
what
blind and just
it's
keep
influence.
going. You can figure this out
Yeah.
yourself, mystery man.
I'm not a detective.
The voice
TK's
sounded,
with me. What the fuck are you talking about?
the voice sort of sounded like Maria's, but that just made the situation even more inexplicable. At the very least, the one who had made the phone call hadn't been Maria. All I'm saying is Umineko would be totally different if Maria had hyperfixated on Toho instead of Black Man. No, you see, I think that would be a bit worse. Because if she hyperfixated on Toho, she might start trying to do whatever magic bullshit's going on in Toho that causes half of the problems, like with Marissa and Patroli and shit. So many problems just from them, but
She walks out in the rain and doesn't get wet.
she's gonna learn to throw bullets at people, like, in an aggressively beautiful pattern. Just walking up to a fellow student who are bullying her. I challenge you to a battle of bullets. Pulls out a doohickey. No, that's a bad. I shouldn't be that. No, we're having too many feasts. And was that really the problem that was going on in, like, Embodiment of Scarlet Devil? Because otherwise I might have entirely misinterpreted what was going on in that game. Or I was misled by, like, reading some people explain what was going on because I only played half the game and listened to lore for the rest of it.
Mm.
Oh no, Cyrano can't do math.
No, that was damn, the weather was super shitty today. At the very least, the one who had made the phone call hadn't been Maria. After all, Maria was singing some song far away from the receiver. In that case, the one who would have made the call must have been Genji-san, Kumasawa-san, or Dr. Nanjo. Yet, they weren't saying anything. Why? For what reason? Who was the person who made this call?
Hey, hello? Who is it? Answer me. Is that Maria singing? Answer me.
What's going on? What is it?
I don't know. All I can say is this is probably a trap and Maria's in trouble.
Aunt Natsuhi took the receiver again, but after calling into it several more times, she realized she wasn't getting anywhere and hung up. Then she dialed quickly and clucked her tongue. Oh, right, if the phones are back, we should be able to reach the police. But, judging by her reaction, the outside line still wouldn't connect. Let's go. Even if we know it might be a trap, we have to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Jessica and Aunt Natsuhi, stay here.
When Aniki and I tried to dash out, Aunt Natsuhi stopped us.
Wait just a minute. I cannot let you go alone. I will go too. Jessica, you wait here. And you have me to be the only one left out? Not a chance. I'm coming too.
Yeah, it might be better that way. If the goal of that phone call was to split us up further, it wouldn't be a good idea to leave someone to watch this room.
There's no time to argue. Let's just all go. Aunt Natsuhi raised the rifle and took the lead. I needed a weapon myself as well. I found a 3-pronged candelabra which looked like it could be used for some strange ritual and armed myself with it.
There's fucking swords in this room.
With the spikes it had to fit candles on, although they were short, it was almost like a 3-pronged spear. Okay. As they leave the room, we are at the perfect time because we are at another ad break before the Twitch is going to force us to start. So I'm going to run to grab more tea while that's starting, and then I can let you all stew in what's going on instead.
Okay.
What do you think's happening, Soundwave? Woo! We'll find out at the end of the ad break. Woo!
I'm gonna go get some more water.
See you all on the other side of the ads. Don't give sparrows the power of nuclear fission, remember.
Yeah. Uh, I'm going to sit up straight. And a reminder for the people at home, I currently cannot see the chat. Unless I can only hear it secondhand from both Soundwave and Gaze. But this is not an invitation to shit talk.
I am back. Hello.
Welcome back.
Hello, back. I'm Nobunga.
Hi, Nobunga. Have you figured out what's going on?
No. I walked into my kitchen, filled up my water cup, and had some chicken.
Alright, looks like the ad's over. We should be just about back.
Yep.
You ready to go?
Oh,
Alright. Me. What is going on is that shit is fucked, yo. That is indeed what's going on, Leonix. I agree. Hope you aren't comfortable, Soundwave, because we're doing another push-up courtesy of Malix, and a sit-up.
I already did it. What setup?
The one that just got redeemed, and another push-up.
There was no
Bitch.
setup redeemed. I'm not seeing it on my screen.
Mhm.
I will show you right here on the left screen right here. Do a push-up, do a sit-up, do a push-up. And another
It doesn't
push-up from
appear on my
TU.
screen.
Yeah, well, my feed is
Hey.
the correct one because I'm the streamer.
Mm.
Oh,
We don't have to do them. I give them their money back.
don't you fucking do that. You don't get to deny people. The fuck do you mean? There is a sit-up request right here. On the request queue. Reward queue. Right here. From Malix. 1 minute ago. Fucker.
Yeah, but it didn't appear in the chat screen.
Yes, but you just went through the queue already, so we are there. We are going to... I'm going to keep us holding here and tease us for, like, the climax for what's going on by doing pointless exercise you don't want to. Come on.
You
get
have
started.
fun.
It started, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I think it was like 5 of them. 6. On what? 6. Okay. Come on, do yours.
I'm
We're not
yelling.
moving until you do at least this push-ups.
I did do the push-ups. I get far away from my mic, and I'm not the type to be like, when I'm fucking doing exercise because I went to Planet Fitness and they yelled at me for it.
You willingly went to
Yes.
Planet Fitness?
Well, so my dad got me a membership, and I was like, I might as well go with him. And then I was like, I exerted a little bit of effort, and then I didn't go again.
Forgive me for believing that you went to, of all gyms, Planet Fitness. Like, I believe you went to a gym at some point in time with a membership. No one willingly goes to Planet Fitness.
Case, it is a block away from my house.
Shame.
So
Shame
from
on
what
you.
I'm understanding, Planet Fitness is not exactly somewhere you go to willingly, even if out of convenience.
Yeah.
Also, like I said, I went with my dad.
Shame on your dad,
like-
then.
He said, put on some basketball shorts. We're going to go exercise. And I thought, oh, we're going to go to, like, the rec center that's right there. No, we went to the fucking Planet Fitness.
You had a rec center and you went to Planet Fitness. What is wrong with
Yeah,
your
because-
dad?
My dad got a membership because his friend was going there.
Your family continues to baffle me. Anyways.
All right, case. TK brought something up. And this is like an argument I had with Pac last night. Would you call an orange cream soda creamsicle flavored?
What?
Orange cream soda tastes exactly like the creamsicles you would get, right?
I've never had a creamsicle.
Oh my god.
See, our local ice cream truck had different things we had to fight over who would get.
It's not a
Like
fucking
with-
ice cream truck. Popsicle brand popsicle. It's a popsicle brand.
We didn't get
orange
those. We got
creamsicle.
other brands of popsicle stuff. How dare you? Like, why would we get orange creamsicle shit when we could go
Because
like
it's
continue to grab a
delicious
bunch
and it comes in the package with the fudgesicles.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. You get the multi-pack. You get the one that just has the one that has the.
Why would you get
popsicle,
the multi-pack? You can get
the
more
orange creamsicle.
fudgesicles that we know everyone's gonna like and not waste up our fridge space.
Because orange creamsicles are fucking delicious. The only way I'll eat an orange popsicle. Because regular orange popsicles suck.
Anyways. Then, the four of us left the study. We left the study, which should have been the safest place in the mansion. Yeah, scratch that. Fuck you. Orange push pops are better than anything else you could throw at us. Fuck you. Thank you for bringing that up. We got one line in, and then we have to stop and go back on this.
Meanwhile,
The
here I
best-
am just preferring
best pops-
frozen yogurt.
The best
Especially just
popsicle
like
flavor is
black
cherry.
Nah.
Yeah, it's cherry. Because the cherry flavored one is the best. It goes
Nah.
cherry, grape, and the bottom one's orange because I can't remember the third one that's in there. Because there is a third one.
And so we had been lured out, despite the fact we had barricaded ourselves in a safe, locked room, and perhaps we were even repeating exactly the same series of events that led to Grandfather disappearing from there.
Maria! Where are you? Answer me!
I listened closely, but didn't hear anything. The mansion was vast, and the sound of rain even noisier than before, as if the passing typhoon was making its last stand. Maria-chan said that she wanted to watch TV in the parlor, right? Let's try going downstairs.
Yes. Good idea. Everyone, be mindful of your surroundings.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit muffled again, Velvet.
Oh, shoot.
With Aunt Natsuhi in the center, her rifle readied and her finger on the trigger, we moved in a group, our backs together, checking the surroundings in all directions. As though the power of that magic circle had been designed to spread discord, I had brought it all into being. We had split up and furthermore had been dragged into dangerous territory. In other words, even now in this very moment, we were doing exactly what the culprit wanted us to do. This was now a strange space where it wouldn't be odd for anything to suddenly occur. Aunt Natsuhi nervously pointed the barrel of the gun at every dark spot and shadow. It felt like that motion was out of fear rather than caution. But the rifle she held in her hands would surely be our trump card the killer was afraid of. You know, I've been thinking, it wouldn't be impossible to stick one of those ice picks into someone's chest, like in Kanon-kun's case. But splitting the skull and sticking them into the forehead, like it was with my parents, wouldn't be that easy.
You think that the culprit has some kind of animal strength?
They probably had some kind of weapon, a device that can shoot or pound in those ice picks. That handle was too short to be driven that deeply by human strength alone.
Whatever the case, they have enough force to break through his skull. It seems that Kanon's wound has even reached his lungs. Even if you see our opponent, do not step out in front. You must not move away from my back.
Just how sinister and frightening was this weapon that could shoot these creepy ice picks? And could I do anything to combat it with just this candlestick in my hand? In the first murder, the culprit had probably assaulted the four of our parents at once as they discussed the inheritance problem in the dining hall. And we also had 4 people. Apparently, I wasn't the only one thinking this. George, Aniki, Jessica, and, of course, Aunt Natsuhi were still stretching their senses to the utmost limit, in the highest and worst state of tension, slowly advancing one step, then another, and then another, and another one! What
and another
sinful
one
people
bites
are
the
we?
dust.
Bump, bump.
No.
Don't picture Beatrice holding the Shinzo Abe doohickey. Which will win? Is that a Winchester Remington Soundwave? Nazi's
That's
rifle.
a Winchester.
The Winchester or the doohickey? Who won? Who's next?
Because if it was a Remington, it would look a bit different.
Oh, thank you. That's very descriptive.
If it was a Remington, it'd be a fucking shotgun. That's a rifle.
Sorry for asking clarifying questions, but I'm not the like my family. When we have to use guns, it's all handgun shit, not like because it's the South. You can't get away from living with a gun, but we do handguns, not rifles or AR-15s or everything else that kills more people than it should have any right to.
The doohickey has killed someone.
Killed someone.
So, fun fact about the doohickey: technically, it can be classified as a shotgun because
what else
shot,
would it be? It looks like a shotgun.
Yeah, well, a musket. a flintlock fucking blow up in your hand machine. The fact that he got it to work and fire and kill somebody without, blowing up in his hand.
Look at this thing.
Astonishing.
What else could it be besides a shotgun? It's a doohickey.
It's held together by duct tape and wood.
Well, yes, the wood you can expect because a lot of guns have wood in them. And were historically made with wood in them.
Yeah, but it's made out of duct tape, man.
Well, it was only meant to be a single use. Probably. I hope. Actually, wait, yeah, I think he just said he wanted to deal with Abe for not doing anything, and then he willingly just got, all of Japan to agree, you know what, yeah, he was kind of right. And then they just agreed with his policies after assassinating the Prime Minister.
He's out of line, but he was right.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a world as terrifying as this, and we pushed Maria and the rest right into the middle of it, just because the seeds of doubt were spread by that single letter.
Do you think we'll see the guy who made the doohickey in Fate?
Ah, yes, the latest assassin servant.
I mean, Charlotte Corday's in there. She killed the one guy.
Well, I mean, it's not just he killed the one guy. He killed the one guy and changed all of Japan.
See, what? That is servant defining. Charlotte Corday killed the one guy and changed all of France.
I was like, the Atomic Samurai. What?
The fuck is the Atomic Samurai?
Hold on, I need to look this up. I'm going to stall us even further. Atomic Samurai is a One Punch Man character. I think you're talking about someone else, but... We finally reached the first floor. The parlor was just across the hall. When we listened carefully, we could hear it faintly. Maria's eerie singing voice. She wasn't singing naturally as though she were in a good mood. She was singing mechanically, as if she was in music class in school and had been ordered to sing. The song she was singing was just a common folk song, one that everyone's probably sung in school at one time or another, but why that? In the middle of the night, alone, with all her heart, over and over. Why? We had just left the study, we had called out in our loud voices, asking Maria where she was. But no one said even a single word. We heard our breath and the sound of our footsteps, heightened all our senses, and examined everywhere around us to a neurotic degree, as we advanced each step. The door to the parlor was closed, but we could hear Maria's singing voice through it. Aunt Natsuhi put her hand on the handle of the doorknob. George Aniki stopped her. I'll open the door. Aunt Natsuhi, battler gun, ready your weapons.
All right. Be careful.
George gets hit with the doohickey.
Oh my god. They might attack as soon as we open it. George Nissan, watch yourself.
Sure. Okay then. Here we go! He tried to open it, but immediately felt the hard resistance of the lock. Aunt Natsuhi took the bundle of keys from her pocket and gave them to George. They were about...
I would feel so silly. Imagine you're like, alright, go! Shit, it's locked.
Hey, slam into the door as you it's locked, hold on. Okay, go! There were about 10 keys, and none of us had a clue which was which. Because of this, George had to fumble around loudly and test several keys.
Oh my god.
Since we had hidden our footsteps, preparing to make a surprise attack on this room, this felt almost fatal. I imagine George slamming his face on the door. That's exactly what I'm picturing. Like, he's pressed up against, like, ear pressed, ready, like, grabbing the door. Yeah! Slay. Ow. The whole time we could hear Maria's voice from the parlor, singing the same song, over and over. It was like a broken, crazy cassette tape. In the morning, we had been in the room the whole time. All of the frightening things had occurred outside that room. So we had convinced ourselves that even if nowhere else could be trusted, that room alone was safe. That baseless impression was quickly falling apart. Okay, it's unlocked. Let's try this again. Go!
It's a pull door.
Jessica, move behind me.
Auntie. Let's all jump in at once and split into different directions. If we just stand there around the opening, the opening after opening the door, those ice picks might fly through the center.
I'm well aware.
They can't kill all of us.
Ready?
Treat it like Area 51. You got a Naruto run in. Understand, Aunt Nazi?
Actually, I kind of wish I could call it quits.
I readied myself. If they were going to throw ice picks at me, we'll see how they like my candlestick.
Go.
Aunt Nazi and I rammed the door as we flew into the parlor, quickly splitting up left and right and searching the parlor for someone who might be waiting for us. Time to fight, fight man! Ah yes, the good old fight man jokes are coming back in right at the perfect time. But what our eyes laid upon was an altogether outlandish scene.
Wow, that's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
The parlor was stained with blood. This place, where we had spent most of the day, where we had pressed together to protect ourselves from some unknown malice, had become stained with fresh blood, had become an ocean of blood. Every time I come back to the street, there's more chicks. How's it going, Brute? Yeah, we've just got another person here helping us voice the final bit of this as we see, oh boy, 3 new bodies! On the floor.
Body has been discovered in the
No!
parlor. Good.
The game just crashed!
Oh no!
Oh no!
At least it's only an hour and a half.
Like, that,
And it's
we're
really
barely in, we can fast
a lot
forward
of
through, but
time.
like, oh god, that's so teasing. Like, there were 3 new bodies. You're not gonna see them! God, that's so rude. Beatrice struck back again. She doesn't want us to see her handiwork. Okay. Let's quickly zoom through all of this. Ba-ba-da-ba. Da-da-da-da.
Hey, Case.
Yeah?
You forgot about me and Velvet.
Yeah, resuming it on.
Oh,
the
right,
Discord
right.
stream.
Right. You all have to actually watch this thing too to voice it.
Yeah, a little hard to not to do so when you can't see the dialogue.
Just a little bit difficult, don't worry. I'm sure you can, like, psychically intuit what's happening next.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And there we go.
There we go.
Oh.
You passed one.
I realized that, like, I clicked it once too much.
Yeah.
On the floor lay Genji-san, Kumasawa-san, and Dr. Nanjo. Their entire bodies stained bright red with blood. But the only way we could identify them was by their clothes. That was because... that's right. This was how the whole tragedy started. Their faces were all mashed up like Dad and the others in the storehouse, and you couldn't even tell where their eyes and noses were. It was like someone had vulgarly gobbled apart a tomato pot stew, wrapped in a pie crust, all globby and sloppy. And that wasn't all. Their bodies had other wounds. They were these demon ice picks in Genji-san's stomach. Dr. Nanjo's thigh, no, his knee. Yeah, it would be his knee. In the epitaph, the 6th twilight was the stomach. On the 7th twilight, it said to gouge the knee. So after seeing one of them near Kumasawa Bachan's calf, I couldn't help but masochistically laughing. Yeah, of course it would be that. Of course it would be.
Yeah, of course it would be.
On the 6th twilight, gouge the stomach and kill. On the 7th twilight, gouge the knee and kill. On the 8th twilight, gouge the leg and kill. No, even the 8th twilight is over. And the next one, the 9th twilight, what was it again? Maria was there. So, how are you feeling about Maria now that she's standing in a literal pile of blood, Blair witching us?
Still no magic.
Sure, okay, sure. She was facing the far wall, standing stock still, completely alone. Facing away from this horrible scene, standing in front of the wall, singing her song over and over again. I'm stealing this picture, Leonix. This is my picture now. Thank you so much. That is gold. I shouldn't be laughing this much at it. This should not be that fun. I need to stop. She's got the doohickey.
It's the doohickey.
We shouldn't be paying attention to this, whatever. Beatrice with the doohickey is the funniest shit I've ever seen this week.
Oh my god, I wonder if somebody's put a mod version, like, if somebody's mod that into Left 4 Dead or not.
I will need to check that once we're done. Okay. Yeah. No, we've seen her. We've seen her portrait everywhere. So, yeah. That's just how the portrait looked in the original visual novel, because we've seen how Ryukishi draws backgrounds and draws faces and bodies. So, that's why the new page string looks so much better. Yeah. Facing away from this horrible scene, standing in front of the wall, singing her song over and over. There was nothing else in the room. Just the corpses of the 3 who had been brutally killed, and the receiver, still off its hook, showing that this had been in the room that the call had come from. Just that, and Maria, her back to the scene, facing the wall as she kept on singing. We couldn't even scream at this bizarre scene. We could only stare shocked, our mouths hanging loosely open.
Maria?
Jessica called out to her, but Maria showed no reaction. Alone, she kept on singing, on and on. We had come here trying to save Maria from approaching danger. So, now that we have found her, we should have been running up to her, hugging her, joyous that she was safe. And yet, none of us could do that. Everyone thought it, but they couldn't say it. After all, because that's right, it's crazy and yet, but no, it couldn't be.
Maria, stop singing. Are you listening?
At some point, Aunt Nazi had pointed our weapons at Maria's back. Oh boy. Time to give that gun a body count, too. To rival the doohickey. I yelled at Maria in a violent voice, but there was no reaction. She just kept on singing. With a candlestick still readied, I ran up to her and violently, slammed my hand down on her shoulder. Then I pulled on her shoulders, forcing her to turn around.
Mhm.
Maria's small body was quickly pulled down and fell. And although she looked unhappy about how her singing had been interrupted, she looked into my face with her usual expression. Even in this gruesome situation, she was just like normal.
Man, what the hell is this? Who did this?
Beatrice.
Enough of that fucking bullshit.
I threw the candlestick I had been holding against the wall. The violences of that reckless sound should have gone straight into Maria's heart, but her expression didn't change at all. Battler-kun, stop! Maria-chan, this time, you should have seen the face of the culprit who killed these three. Was the culprit the same Beatrice who gave you your letter?
Beatrice.
Well, now we know for sure that there is a 19th person. Beatrice does exist. And Maria, I'm sure you'll tell me this at least. How did they kill these three people? What the hell did they do to them to kill them in such a brutal way?
Don't know.
How could you not know? It happened in this room. Are you trying to tell me you're so absorbed in singing that song that you didn't even notice?
Calm down, Battler-kun. Maria-chan. Let's say you and me have a chat, okay? George Aniki, as he always did, crouched down next to Maria so that the eyes met and talked to her very kindly. Maria-chan, can you tell me why you were facing that wall and singing that song?
Beatrice said to face the wall and keep singing for a long time.
So Beatrice came here then? Genji-san and the rest were still alive at that point, right?
We all came into the parlor together and sat down. Genji-san made sure to lock the door. It was locked when we got here. But then, how did Beatrice get into the parlor? But Beatrice is a witch, so locks don't matter. She turned into butterflies and came in through the crack in the door.
Huh? Give it a rest with your goddamn jokes. Like hell that happened. What are you going on about?
You can't believe it. That's what I didn't want to say. Even if I tell you, you don't believe. That Beatrice is a witch. She can do anything with her strange magic.
You're
You're a bit
becoming
muffled
muffled.
again.
Sorry, Cat's interfering right now. Hold on.
Oh no, Beatrice has commandeered your cat to keep from telling the whole story.
Yeah, pardon. Just the cat probably blocked some sound coming into the microphone. Maybe, I don't know. Needless to say, though, her paw touched my screen and caused the stream to essentially minimize on Discord.
Oh.
But anyways, let's see. Beatrice is a witch. She can do anything with her strange magic. That's why Beatrice doesn't care whether a door is locked or not.
And then, after Beatrice appeared, what happened to everyone?
Beatrice talked to us. She said grandfather said he was protected by a powerful force, and she couldn't enter no matter what she did. So she told us she'd select the 3 sacrifices from the 4 people in the parlor. They all begged her not to. Kumasawa-san kept saying, please don't. But Beatrice chose. And when she did, she said I would be fine. Why do you think?
Because she's your mom.
It's because I had the scorpion charm with the 5th magic circle of Mars, upon which Balor prayed for my safety, and which he put his feelings into.
Because of that power, you just couldn't do anything to me. And me alone.
Look at what you've done, Soundwave. You've gotten everyone else killed.
How
That's
is
why
this
you gotta
my fault?
abandon the kid, and we could have had Genji alive, or Nanjo to tell us how they died.
How is this my fault? We did abandon the kid, and they did die.
You're the one who you're Battler, so therefore you're the one who gave her the, like, magic circle charm thing.
So she decided to use the other 3 for the sacrifices. And then she said this to me. Come, face the wall and sing a song for me. You will sing lots and lots of songs. So no matter what happens, no matter what you hear, you won't hear, you know? You won't know. Come, let me hear many fun songs. So I was singing the whole time, over and over. So I didn't hear anything, didn't know anything. And then all of you came.
You expect me to believe that crap? Don't take me for a moron.
Then who will you suspect this time? Suspect me? Try killing me right here? Even if you do that, you just won't stop existing. No, the 8th twilight is over, and Beatrice will revive.
No, she fucking won't. I'm done with your shit. I've had enough to last me a lifetime. There's no such thing as witches. That crap won't work on me. I won't accept it. Beatrice doesn't exist. I'll never accept that she does, so I won't let her exist. I won't let her revive. The legend's a legend, and that's all it's ever going to be. I won't accept something like that.
Battler, stop. It's not like Maria killed them or let them die. But Beatrice came and Maria had to obey, unable to resist.
Huh? Aunt Natsuki? She isn't here!
Huh? What?
Mom? Where did she go?
She went out by herself just now, reading a letter.
Letter? That makes sense. The culprit's done with the 8th twilight, and it's all gone swimmingly for them. They might well have left a letter so they could just brag even more. We'd been so wrapped up in questioning Maria, we forgot to look for one. But even as well armed as she was, why'd she left the room all by herself in this dangerous mansion after reading it? Ziska tried to chase after her and tugged on the handle to the door, but it resisted strangely and wouldn't open.
Mom? What's going on? Open!
It was only a natural. Natsuki had picked up the candlestick, which Battler had thrown at the wall, and which had fallen to the floor. She had skillfully wedged it between the doorknobs on the double doors like a bolt, holding them closed. The intricate design of the candlestick meant it jammed well and formed a truly sturdy seal on the door. The tragic scream of a daughter for her mother. Did it reach Natsuki's ears or not? Now, before we go for this next scene, I gotta... TKJ did a redeem, and I gotta do this, and I just didn't want to interrupt that whole scene. I would like a cheeseburger with fries and make that a double cheeseburger with can you give me 10 chicken nuggets, and can I get another burger, and can you make it a double burger please with secret sauce and 2 large sodas, first one Dr. Pepper and the second one, one vanilla Sprite. Vanilla Sprite? Is that a thing?
Yeah. That'll be, $35.95.
I've got a 2-for-1 coupon.
That'll be $32.95.
Cool.
Drive up to the second window.
Thanks. Natsuhi was alone in the entrance hall. It was the place where the portrait of Beatrice had been hung. Natsuhi threw down the final letter from Beatrice as she read it in the parlor, readied her rifle again, and in a voice that rang clear, yelled in the massive space that was the entrance hall.
I am Ushiromiya Natsuhi, representative of the Ushiromiya family. Show yourself, Golden Witch Beatrice!
The entrance hall was dimly lit. Other than a faint light which shone on the center of the room, everything else was blotted out by the jet black darkness. In that darkness, butterflies glittering in gold squirmed, twinkled, and sneered. Natsuhi gave one more huge gulp and pointed the cold barrel of the gun at the gold butterflies.
At last, you have shown yourself. I still can't believe that something like you really existed. But that isn't the problem. Both I, bearing the title of representative to the Ushiromiya family, and you, claiming to have succeeded the head of the Ushiromiya family, are here right now. At this point, whether you are a witch or not is a trivial problem. Come, let us settle this. Which of us will truly succeed the Ushiromiya family? Me, Ushiromiya Natsuhi, or you, Beatrice? Allow me to respectfully accept your request for a duel.
I've not met anything that bullets and violence can't kill.
Yeah, that is something you would say. The gold butterflies slowly formed a human shape, which walked into the dim light. Natsuhi readied the rifle and glared. The witch raised her golden staff overhead and laughed. Natsuhi's finger slowly squeezed the trigger.
And go!
Battler made an all-out dash at the door and rammed into it, crushing the candlestick which had been barring it and making it possible for a big gap to be opened in the door. The power of steroids given to a literal 12-year-old for 6 years straight. No, he's been taking steroids since his family, since he left his family. He said he was doing that for, literal years.
Wild.
Yeah. He kept kicking the candlestick through the gap, and the door was finally released. At that time, they heard it. They clearly heard, just once, the crisp sound of gunfire.
Mom! Mom!
Jessica-chan, you mustn't run off by yourself.
That was the sound of a gun just now. And Natsuki just shot.
At who? At the culprits. It had to be. Just... The noise had come from the entrance hall. And the entrance hall looked like a stage. Like the heroine of a grand tragedy, lying down and bathed in light, arrayed in that beautiful silence. Aunt Natsuki was face up, crumpled on the floor. Half crazed, Jessica ran up to Aunt Natsuki. On her forehead, almost as though a sparkling shard of pigeon blood ruby had been placed there. And from it, a single stream of blood makeup passed by her eye and began to traverse her face. The faint smell of gunpowder smoke came from the barrel of the rifle Aunt Natsuki still grasped. Huh? Then she shot herself? In the forehead? Why?
Mom. Mom.
I don't get it. Why would Auntie run away alone? Why did she shoot herself through her own forehead?
Maria-chan, Aunt Natsuhi read a letter before she left the room, right? There's no letter here. Damn it. What did she read and why was she lured out here?
I don't know. I don't know. Who cares about that? The hell? Why suicide? Why did you leave me alone?
Jessica clung to her mother's corpse, crying earnestly. My body was consumed by an anger I didn't know what to do with. I stole the rifle from Aunt Natsuhi's hand and spun
There's
around,
no way it's
pointing
still in her hand. No, I need you to understand, when you shoot a rifle at yourself like that, it does not stay in your hands unless you are holding it between your knees. But if you're pointing it at your own forehead and pulling the trigger, you have to pull it with your thumbs, which means the kickback from the rifle would send it out of your hands.
There was only one gunshot, and the smoke was coming from that gun.
That doesn't make
And
any
we only
fucking
know
sense.
of one gun.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's not... Physics dictates that that's impossible for it to still be in her hands. A few feet away on the floor? It's not fucking magic, TK.
Yeah, no, TK just got it right. It's magic.
Yeah.
My body consumed by an anger I didn't know what to do with. I stole the rifle from Aunt Natsuhi's hand and spun around, pointing the barrel of the gun into the darkness on all sides, as though I was pointing a light from a lighthouse, trying to find the culprit. George Aniki, even in the situation, was trying to calmly figure something out, but that effort might be doomed to futility. And Maria alone was completely indifferent. Is she treating this like some sort of predetermined fate? No, that's not it. This was just a prelude to a wonderful story. The door to the Golden Land will finally open. Oh, by the way, before we get going, I need to mark Natsuhi off that list of people you thought were gonna die. Your final survivors are now just down to Battler and Mia. You're exceptionally wrong on 3 people's counts. And we've still got a bit of time for one of the other kids to die.
Yep. Also, as an aside, I didn't peek the mic too much, did I?
Nope.
No.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah,
okay.
you're not really peeking the mic with your current situation, so don't worry.
Okay, good, good. Because I was wondering if I, managed to scream loud enough that it, cut off due to background.
Yeah, no, you were good.
Okay, good,
good.
good. Very good to know that I have enough control on that front. Anyways, sorry, it was bugging me. I just wanted to let part of the scene finish.
No, you're good.
Yeah. Anyways, on the 9th twilight, the witch revives, and none shall be left alive. And on the 10th twilight, the journey ends, and you shall reach the home of the gold. It's all over now, Beatrice. Congratulations. Congratulations. So lead me to the golden land you told me of, right now.
There, all of the dead will be resurrected, and even the love they once possessed will be revived. So, in Maria's eyes, it's just as though all of today's tragedies had never happened. And all of those days she spent deprived of love never happened either.
Will you cut that out? What's so fun? What's to be congratulated? There were 18 people on this island. 14 are dead. Only 4 of us are left. I'm definitely not gonna die until the night is over. No, until the typhoon passes and the seagulls gather at the harbor. I'm definitely not gonna die. I'm gonna survive. Definitely. Man, that's... Hey,
When the
Case, can you
Umineko no
save real
Naku
quick?
Koro ni.
Yeah, can you save real quick?
Oh yeah, so we don't lose our progress again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Give it up, Batman. Guns are meaningless against Beatrice. Besides, survival and everything else doesn't matter now. Because it's over. The journey has already ended. See? Look at the clock.
Huh? The clock? Hearing those words, I looked at my wristwatch. Both hands were almost touching near the top. Very soon it would be 12 a.m. In other words, 2400 hours. When you think about it, isn't 2400 hours a strange time? It can be called 2400 hours, or it could also be called 0 hours. It is the hour that is the culmination of the previous day, and at the same time, the hour 0 as the next day begins.
Beatrice.
Maria called out happily and ran towards the darkness. It was almost as though Beatrice was somewhere in that darkness and Maria was running up to her. As I looked down the barrel of the rifle, as Jessica hugged her mother's corpse. As George and Iki stood there shocked. We gazed into the darkness. Her eyes fixed just in front of Beatrice's portrait, and there, Maria leapt into a hug with the portrait's subject. You've got to be kidding me! This is ridiculous! Impossible! This madness can't possibly be! Witches don't exist! I won't accept it! Things like you must not exist because this is a human world. You think I could just accept something that's not human? Never! I will never! I pulled hard on the rifle's lever, the cartridge ejected, fell on the floor, and a new cartridge was loaded. Then, I sighted the witch down the barrel. Maria turned around. Still clinging to the golden witch, she turned around.
Didn't I tell you it's meaningless? Mere lead bullets are meaningless against Beatrice. Humans are so stupid, aren't they?
I have never met anything that lead bullets couldn't kill.
Well, lead bullets certainly just killed Natsuhi when she was trying to use them against Beatrice, so...
Once again, bullets kill things. I won't accept the existence of witches. Who are you? Just try moving one step. Try moving one finger. I will blast you away. And then I started blasting. Man, can you imagine if I was still voicing Maria?
Yeah, that's why I kept saying, like, you can't just keep saying Maria laughs in the, like, most hateful expression you can.
So fucking funny, though. We got to this part, Maria laughs. Maria continues to laugh. Man, she's laughing for a while.
Jesus Christ. The laughter of the witch, no, the witches, was joined by the laughter of even the large clock in the hall. It was probably telling us that the time was 2400. It was both a tone telling us that we'd reached the culmination of this day, and a tone informing us that all had returned to nothing. The rules had specified that the witch would win when time ran out.
Battler. Giorgio Nichan. Jessica Nichan. The journey has ended, and the witch has revived. You see?
And none shall be left alive. The witch shall praise the wise, and bestow 4 treasures. One shall be all of the golden land's gold. One resurrects all the dead people's souls. One even resurrects the love they possessed. And one for which the witch to eternally rest. Rest in peace, my beloved witch, Beatrice.
Well, I got that 4th fucking present for you right here.
Thank you for watching Umineko no Naku Koro ni Episode 1. Well, that was this batch of people dead. Time to see what other mysteries they've got involved in the other episodes. Tragic we lost Battler. He was a fun protagonist, but you never know. Maybe the next person they'll introduce is a protagonist. We do have Anji still alive, so she might grow up to be a cool protagonist later on. Like,
welcome, great Miko P. How goes it?
Oh,
Welcome
is that
to the
what
stream.
35P is supposed to be? Oh, also.
Yeah, that's what it stands for.
The storm passed, and the leaden clouds that had enshrouded the island for so long began to clear away. Sunbeams shone from the rifts like clouds. Yesterday's storm seemed like a lie. Just as someone had wished, the Umineko had returned to the harbor once again, and let their Naku Koro ni be heard. Afterwards, the police arrived and conducted an investigation of the scene. The corpses of the children who were believed to have survived until the very end were never found. However, from the body parts that were discovered from the unimaginably gruesome nature of the scene, the police were forced to conclude that the chances of survival for any of the 18, including the children, were hopelessly dim. Just how gruesome was the banquet of the witch, and how beautiful was the Golden Land? Those tales are for them alone to tell amongst themselves. They have no tale for us, for those who arrived after the banquet had ended. One can only imagine what had transpired over the course during those 2 days. However, the witch was fickle. She made a point of leaving behind a tale which had no need to be told and permitted it to be spread. A few years later, a strange wine bottle, drifting on the waves of the quayside of a neighboring island, was recovered by a fisherman. Stuffed inside were tightly rolled notebook pages crammed full of the edge with minuscule handwriting. Written there was this tale. It would be thrust through the pages so that people would first come to know the nature of the mysterious real of I can't. I've lost this. I've lost the.
These are later known
This is how the
fucking. Members of the occult claimed that, I can read faster than I can say these things.
And while these notebook pages tell this mysterious incident, they do not tell the truth behind it. In fact, perhaps not even the writer of the notebook knew the truth. Perhaps she may have decided to know. According to the writer's signature, her name was Ushiromiya Maria. Furthermore, as a result of the all-out police search, part of Maria's body was discovered, a piece of her jaw. It was one of the rare instances where the owner of the body part was able to be identified through dental records. There were many parts that could not be linked to a particular reason but that gruesome scene, so that jaw was called an extremely fortunate find. Because the jaw had been separated from her body, the police considered her chances of survival to be hopelessly dim, even though no other body parts had been found or identified. Let us conclude this tale with the final paragraph of the notebook pages Maria had left behind. By the time you read this, I will probably be dead, although there may or may not be a corpse. You who have read this, please recover the truth. That is my only wish. Ushiromiya Maria. To this day, the truth of the witch legend serial murder case has not been brought to light. Fuck! Great Miku P, does that give you an answer? First game, Legend of the Golden Witch result. Ushiromiya Kraus died on the first night. I'm not reading all of these, fuck it.
Everyone died. The end.
Forehead pierced by the stake of Asmodeus, stake of
Beelzebub,
stake of Mammon, Satan, Lucifer, Belphegor, and Leviathan.
Yes, the demons that represent the 7 sins.
The witch praised her nobility and granted her the honor of a duel. Missing on the 10th twilight, accepted the witch, prostrated himself, and was invited into the Golden Land.
Missing on the 10th twilight, he denies the existence of the witch. Will she invite him to the Golden Land? The witch shall praise the rise, and we've already got that. Because what they desired could not be gained for a mountain of gold, no matter how high. For George, his lost fiancé. For Jessica, her lost loved one. For Maria, the lost love of her mother. Rest in peace, Beatrice. May your slumber never be disturbed again. The winner is the Golden Witch Beatrice. Of the 18, none solved the riddle of the golden time. All 18 died. When the Umineko no Naku Koro ni, none were left alive. This is readable later, thank God. Point stands. Beatrice won. The witch won. Yay. So that was the first mystery. That was fun. What do you think about it?
What a fucking blue ball ending. No
It's
one
Ryukishi.
survives?
It's Ryukishi. What did you expect?
You find a 9-year-old's jaw and you're like, yeah, no, died. Fully dead.
The Golden Witch has prepared a gift in the commemoration of your recent sojourn. New elements may be accessed from the title screen.
Oh? Interesting. New elements.
A picture box.
Ah. Terrifying.
Ah, yes, the important pictures. Oh. That's... Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
And a music box.
Hey, you remember when this was playing all the time?
Remember when everything was nice and everyone was alive and there was a rainbow and ponies?
Everyone was alive.
Oh,
Fishy
Golden
aroma.
Slaughterer. But we're about to get hit with an ad break before we can go. Actually, I will play Fishy Aroma before that, but we've got like one more thing we can go, like one more thing to go through before we end stream, because I'll say we can start episode 2 next time if you all are still up for this. Where's
Yup.
Fishy? Where the hell's Fishy? Am I blind?
No, I don't think it's there.
There's suspicious scent.
It's not it. At least I don't think it is.
I'm not seeing fishy scent. So. But because we're at a good stopping point, I'm going to run quick ads quickly before Twitch does in 2 minutes. Then we can come back to this and see what else the witch has left for us. So, like, one more like thing for us to read through, and then we should be done for this time, and then we can get to the next mystery. Okay. I'll see you all on the other side.
Yep.
Come on, Twitch. Run. I've still got enough tea. I'm gonna go to the restroom instead, so. I am back.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's part 1 of this 8-part series. I'm glad you're liking it, even with that blue ball of an ending. Man, I'm gonna have to steal some of these, like, soundtrack stuff for, like, our retrospective project, because these are really good.
Yep.
Just start playing, what was it, like, a Golden Slaughter in the middle of, like, one of our gags, just completely change the tone.
It would have to be one of the gags where I'm like actually mentioning killing people. Yeah, just Hell's Halls all the time.
Which one's Hell's Halls?
It's yeah.
Oh.
This would be great for the opening monologue for like one of the Nightmare Night episodes. It also sounds a lot like the beginning of the Valve thing.
Oh yeah.
It really does.
That one chord.
But anyway. What we have from, which I believe is... yeah, Omake's. That's the secret thing we've got unlocked. Where it's literally just like...
We get to see
there's
the
also
funny
the tea
things.
party. Yeah. Oh, there's also the tea party.
Yeah.
Please pull up a seat and wait. Wind down. Was your sojourn on Rokkenjima a pleasant one? The Golden Witch has gifted you with an invitation to her tea party. I hope that you participate.
This sucked. Everything was terrible. My mom
Purgatorio.
died. Purgatorio. Oh. This is a real song that wasn't just made for this. Hey everyone,
No.
good job finishing Umineko no Naku Koroni. Man, I still didn't have a clue what was going on when the story ended.
Yeah, this is what they have at the end of the mysteries.
So
This little like just fun like tea party with the characters. Yeah.
Was that basically the bad ending, where time runs out before the culprit can be exposed?
Ooh, definitely a bad ending. Ooh.
I think so too. Beatrice's letter, which Muya-chan read on the first day, did tell us in advance to solve every riddle of the epitaph. And we were all so busy trying to protect ourselves and look for the culprit, we didn't even take a shot at it.
Yes.
Oh look,
that's
Shannon's
true.
back!
Shannon, your face.
Yeah.
It's
Shannon,
there.
your face is alive! Yeah.
It's so great to be able to see out of both eyes. Yes,
I'm glad
it's true.
you have depth perception again.
Yeah.
Instead of death perception.
Yeah, you're not Shiki Nanaya, or Shiki Tono, or Shiki Ryogi, or another Shiki.
If we had actually tried to solve the riddle, I'm sure things would have ended differently.
We did try to solve the riddle. The characters didn't, but we did. I wonder about that. Shannon-chan, you did a good job too. You don't have to be our waitress and serve tea. After all, this is a rap party. As a group of people who met a horrible fate, let's all get along and lick each other's wounds. No.
Rero, 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 rero.
Speaking of a horrible fate, Shannon beats the rest of us hands down, doesn't she? Well, she was such a beautiful character, so I thought she'd definitely survive until the very end. But she was
That's
killed
what I
right in the
thought, too.
beginning. And on top
Yeah.
of that, what was it? Half her face was smashed in? Right. Half of her face was smashed, right? That's the worst. That was my role, so, there was no way around it.
Nei-san, there was nothing for you to worry about. Judging by the final epilogue, even Milady and the others met with a considerable tragic end. It seems that way. I think I remember this horrible picture, like my entire body had been eaten apart and dismembered.
Speaking of which, do you think Kanon-kun's last moments were the coolest? Even though he had the tables turned on him, it was a showdown with the culprit, right? It was a whole bunch better than our confusing last moments.
Though, in the end, I was no match for her.
Still, I think that Kanon-kun's death was a big hint. I mean, because of that, it became clear that a 19th person existed.
Yes.
Yes. At that time, everyone's location was obvious, so it was impossible for anyone other than some unknown 19th person to kill Kanon-kun.
Ooh, I did say it was Beatrice from the beginning. Over and over. Ooh.
I don't want to believe it, but that does prove the culprit was a witch calling herself Beatrice. That's right. There were many strange things that happened which a human couldn't do.
Ooh, only a witch could do things like Auntie Ava's locked room murder. A human couldn't do that. Ooh.
No, not only is it clear that a 19th person exists, but it is obvious that this person holds a power humans can't even imagine.
In that case, I don't think there's anything wrong with calling this person Beatrice.
We probably met our match at the end, met with the Golden Witch.
That's why I kept telling you Beatrice exists. It all went bad because no one ever believed. Ooh. Even one of my witch friends says miracles won't happen if you don't believe. Ooh.
That's right. Beatrice-sama is generous to those who respect her.
I feel as if... Not fun. I feel as if, despite the fact that this horrible incident kept occurring one after another, Muya-sama wasn't in danger from the Beatrice-sama until the end.
Maria did believe in Beatrice from the very beginning. But then, so did Kanon-kun and the others. So how do you explain why they were all killed?
Beatrice-sama probably has her reasons.
If the epitaph,
Pardon?
if the epitaph poem represented Beatrice-sama's resurrection ritual, then she needed many sacrifices. He must simply have been designated to be one of those.
Shannon-chan, you met a horrible end. At the very least, I wish your death could have been more peaceful and pretty.
Well, it's not like it hurt. Besides, as you can see right now, I'm perfectly fine, so don't worry.
Shannon proved this by stroking her cheek, which had been crushed during the story, and everyone laughed out loud, smiling. Well, it feels a bit weird saying this, but I was sure the story would be the standard mystery genre. I'm a little surprised to find out that it's fantasy. After all, a story revolving around an inheritance, set on a Western-style mansion shut away on an isolated island. I thought that was a classic formula for mysteries. That was literally, set away, 90% word for word what goes on in, and then there were none, barring the inheritance. That was all about, a bunch of people who were convicted of murders, being trapped on an island and then being whittled away one by one.
Oh, it's not fantasy. Beatrice exists. Ooh.
We're all dead.
Yes, we know. Beatrice-sama does exist.
That's right. Beatrice-sama does exist.
I hate to admit it, but I've got no choice. Because it's obvious that a 19th person, a witch, was involved.
She pulled off many things that would be impossible for humans. During the story, we thought of all kinds of things trying to deny that. But now I can say it clearly. Each one of them, all of them, were crimes impossible for a human. Those crimes would be impossible to carry out unless it was the witch Beatrice using all of the power magic could provide.
The culprit was a witch. That point is perfectly clear. Long live Beatrice-sama.
It's a fucking cop-out is what it is.
Ooh, everyone believes me. I'm happy. Ooh.
Oh, that's bullshit.
You're so upset.
I'm incredibly upset.
So
It's a
salty.
cop-out. I was expecting this Sherlock Holmes explanation, but no, it's just fucking magic.
I've been saying it from the beginning. It's clearly magic. You just don't want to
It's
believe me because
not
you're a little shit.
Magic.
Gods and witches might seem terrifying to people who are frightened of them. But I think they must have affection for those who believe in and respect them.
I think it's just as you say.
So now we're all done playing murder case with murder. Bleh. So many with. Now we're all done playing with murder cases. Now's the time to pull ourselves together and try hard to solve the riddle of the epitaph, just like Beatrice said, right?
Ooh, agree. Beatrice will definitely be happy.
We all ignored that letter during the story, after all.
Even though it was thrust right in front of us, we almost completely ignored it. I feel kind of sorry for Beatrice-sama. I have a memo with the epitaph on it. Let's all solve the puzzle.
The story probably went wrong ever since that time.
That may be so. Maybe we should have tried solving the epitaph's riddle from the beginning, like Beatrice-sama said.
Well, it's a little late now. Even so, let's try solving it now and see if the witch forgives us. Let's go. Let's try solve the riddle of the epitaph. Here we are. Behold, the sweet fish river running through my beloved home of old.
As Muya put her notebook on the table and opened to the page where the epitaph was written, everyone peered closely at it and had fun and lively discussion as they started guessing this and that about the riddle. Surrounded by the smell of black tea and the freshly baked vanilla cookies, they spent the time comfortably and happily.
Wait a second, you guys?
Battler said in a tone that ruined the mood. His expression looked a little unhappy. What could he not like about all this fun?
I've been listening to you guys, and why did you all stop thinking? Why are you so sure that the witch was behind all of this? Don't you realize that stuff like that doesn't exist?
With just those words, the happy atmosphere of the tea party disappeared in no time at all. George and Jessica, and Shannon and Cannon, and Maria, all of them stared blankly, wondering why Battler was saying such weird things. Even the foolish and arrogant Battler had noticed he had said the wrong thing. Well, come on. Isn't it clear these crimes are impossible for a human?
Yeah. None of the cases would have been possible for a human. That's right. After all, wasn't it full of things that you couldn't explain using humans?
I don't understand what you are saying, Battler-sama.
I'm the one who doesn't have a clue what you guys are talking about. Isn't it obvious that humans committed these crimes? There's obviously no such thing as witches, right?
Then, what about when I was killed in the storehouse and something horrible was done to half my face? If the culprit was human, how could they have accomplished it?
Okay, Shannon, I don't
Easily?
think you're starting off on the best point, because how could someone kill you and then maul your face is, like, not exactly a hard thing for anyone to do.
Yeah, like I could do that with a baseball bat or a shovel or
like-
just any garden implement.
Quite literally, the first and the last murders are the easiest to explain. Like, you were not at a great starting point.
Well, I mean, it's hard to imagine how they could have done something like that, something that awful. But that was the Rose Garden storehouse, right? I'm sure there are plenty of weird tools in there. Don't ask me, but they could have used some electrical tool like a grinder or an electric saw, couldn't they? Couldn't they?
That's... Okay, Battler. Then how do you explain Grandfather's disappearance from the locked room of his study? Grandfather just disappeared all of a sudden, even though the door was sealed, remember?
We talked about that during the story too. It's not impossible that Grandfather used some trick to fool the receipt. It's also possible that he went out the window or fell out the window, and Natsuhi locked it up from the inside. I could think of a bunch of tricks you could use without relying on magic, you see.
That makes sense, but
In that case, Battler-kun, how do you explain the way my parents were killed in the guest room? The door was sealed by the lock and chain. Naturally, the windows were sealed too. How do you suggest a human could have killed my parents?
Well, you're right. We did have to leave that trick alone during the story. Anyway, there's a good chance the culprit had the key at least.
Mm.
And it was possible to look in through the crack of the door that the chain allowed. This is extremely far-fetched, but it is possible that some device was used through the crack, or maybe they brought something out through the crack. Well, even though the chains are incredibly simple, they're a big factor in constructing a locked room. But the authors have done almost every possible locked room trick there is to do by now. If you bought just a few locked room mysteries from some bookstore or other, you could probably find some trick that would fit perfectly. Anyways, I can't think of one now, but I can state for certain that a human could manage it somehow if they tried hard enough.
Isn't that argument horribly irrational?
No
It's
more
just
rational than
ridiculous
witches.
to claim that it's possible for a human to do something even though you can't explain how.
Why is it ridiculous? Why did all of you stop thinking? Even if it looks impossible, it has to be doable. Doesn't it always work like that?
Battler, you're the one being ridiculous. If you think a human could have done it, try explaining how. You can't, can you?
Yeah, you're kind of the one.
No.
He's
No
kind of
bunga
also
here.
the one trying to find the burden of proof with trying to say X didn't happen or something doesn't exist. Because he's got the hardest thing to actually try to find burden of proof of proving. So.
Nobunga here. I did explain how it could be possible, just incredibly hard to do
It could be possible that way.
particular locked room.
Yeah, and we
When it
also
happened.
talked about, like, because we are only under the assumption that the chain was only cut when Canon opened the door and not cut before to let them in and then resealed. There
Yeah,
are so many
like-
ways you could do that.
There was hours between them dying and them being found.
Hmm.
And just because you can't explain it, that immediately makes the culprit a witch? With that argument, all of the unsolved crimes in the world could be resolved by saying a witch is the culprit.
Battler, you're sidestepping the issue. And you aren't even explaining anything. We're saying a human can't do it, therefore the culprit is something that isn't human, and that something is a witch. And yet you keep arbitrarily deciding that witches are impossible, even though you can't explain anything. It's almost like humanity was during the dark... it's almost like humanity was during the Dark Ages. Like these fools who claim that the earth couldn't possibly be spinning, that the heavens had to be spinning around the earth, even though they couldn't say how.
Yeah, those fools also believed in witches. That kind of argument kind of pisses me off. So this is basically what you're trying to say. If I can't explain how a human could do it, then I must accept the culprit as the witch, Beatrice.
It's not like we're forcing you. We are just
fuck
wondering
seems like
on
it.
what basis you can say such nonsense.
Nonsense? Hey, is what I've been saying really that weird? Am I the one who's crazy? You guys are all starting to freak me out.
Battler-sama, when I died in the boiler room, I was killed by a 19th person who shouldn't exist. Can you explain how a human could have done that? At the time, the locations of all the 18 were well known. Even so, I was killed.
We talked about that in the story as well. Kumasawa Bachan, for example. She said that she followed right after you'd headed down into the boiler room. But, for all we know, that might have been a lie. She might have entered the boiler room with you and caught you by surprise, or maybe, when you stepped into the boiler room, you activated some kind of trap. One that might have been set up to hit you with one of those ice picks. After all, the stink of grandfather's body was coming from the incinerator. Someone was bound to come, so all the culprit would have to do is set up a trap, and it would be more than possible for them to stay away from that place and create an alibi for the time of your death.
You talk about a trap in the boiler room. But what kind of trap?
That's right. After all that happened, we immediately ran over to the boiler room. We didn't find any kind of weird device like that. That is correct. Battler-sama, what kind of trap do you claim I was killed with?
Well, I don't know that. But anyways, they must have pulled off some kind of trap, or maybe someone's lying, or what about this? Kedan-kun, what if the whole thing was just you play acting? That's it. You were play acting. Auntie Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi were also play acting. They made the locked room themselves and were only pretending to be dead.
Battler, has your head been feeling all right? Should I bring some cold drinks?
And that's why it's been called makeup the whole time. Don't look at me with those pitying eyes. I'm not saying something that crazy. I'm just pointing out possibilities that could have been used as tricks, alright? Look, isn't one of the cliches in a mystery story that the victims aren't really dead?
Cliches.
Okay, so when Kanan-kun was killed, we really did know for sure where the rest of us were. And let's assume that Kumasawa Bachan wasn't lying. But that only holds true for the survivors. If the culprit pretended to be dead, placed themselves together with the real victims to hide themselves, and then acted on their own later, then everything would be explained.
I guess. Are you trying to say that Auntie Ava or one of the rest of them was the culprit? But Dr. Nanjo confirmed everyone's death as a doctor, remember?
That's right. Dr. Nanjo checked all of the victims. Battler-sama, for your theory to work... Fuck, I misclicked. For your theory to work, wouldn't Dr. Nanjo have to be one of the culprits too?
Yeah, that's right. Once you consider that Dr. Nanjo might have been one of the culprits and faked the proclamation of death, the whole story changes. See, that's also a cliche in mystery novels, isn't it?
But Dr. Nanjo was also killed.
About that. That's right. Dr. Nanjo faked his death.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah,
there
of
wasn't
course.
anyone. I mean, there wasn't anyone except Dr. Nanjo who could examine corpses properly, and everyone was really confused then. Anyway, why didn't we have any spare time? We didn't have any spare time to check and see if he was still had a pulse. With this theory, any one of the dead people could have been walking around.
I think that it would have been hard for the 6 of us who died in the beginning to do that. After all, the shutter was closed, and there was a padlock that couldn't have been opened from the inside. Yeah, Mom was holding on to that key. So was Mom one of the culprits too?
Wait a sec. Maybe it was impossible for the first 6, but in the case of Aniki's parents, the door is only locked on the outside. So they could have opened it from the inside. That's right. That's right. After we left the room, maybe they could have jumped out the window and got into the boiler room first. This is too much. Or maybe Dr. Nanjo made a mistake when examining the corpses? Look, he said it himself, right? He said that there's a very high probability of making a mistake when examining corpses. They disguised it well or prepared a substitute corpse or something and faked their own death. Let's leave the method or trick they used for later. And you see, it's not hard to deny a 19th person existed.
Yeah, see, no one actually died. This is everyone collectively gaslighting Battler because he, like, abandoned the family for 6 years straight.
Okay.
This has been their plan for 6 solid years.
I would. If I had an infinite amount of money, I would spend so much time gaslighting this kid. He would leave this island traumatized.
He watched so many people die, of course he is.
And then they all got up, injuries still there. Much less a witch. At least that much is completely impossible.
I don't know why you've been trying so stubbornly to say that one of us is the culprit. In other words, you want to suspect one of your relatives.
That's not it. It's just I can't easily accept that a 19th person existed, and if one did, I think we should construct our argument from the point of view that the culprit was a human. Witches are something you only start talking about in desperation, at the very end, after everything else has been disproved. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, come on, there's no way witches exist, right? Why have you all been casually accepting the culprit was a witch? I think it's great how your family love makes you hate the thought that someone close to you is a murderer. But is it all right to just brush things over like that? Don't you want to find the detestable culprit who killed so many people? Aniki, you want to avenge your parents, don't you? Jessica, you want to avenge Kanon-kun, and Kanon-kun, you want to avenge Shannon-chan, right? Shannon-chan, you should at least want to know who it was that killed you. Why have you all totally surrendered and decided that the culprit was a witch? What's wrong with all of you?
The foolish and short-tempered battler tried to force his ignorance on the others by yelling at them. However, everyone just looked at him pityingly, silently watching over him. Then, the wise Maria laughed and pointed out Battler's mistake for him.
We're just astounded. All you've been doing is repeating this nonsense. Thinking you've figured something out, Battler? So what? And how could a human do it? Concretely? Whenever we ask you those questions, all you say is, I just can't think of anything now, or with some kind of device, or something, using abstract words to run away and evade the topic. In fact, I want to ask you, Battler, why don't you believe in Beatrice? She exists, so why don't you believe?
Because she doesn't exist. Witches don't exist. There's no way.
He was almost like a stubborn child, refusing for no reason. The pitying gazes quietly blanketed Battler, but they didn't reach his stubborn heart.
You're acting just totally like a kid who can't have his way.
Battler-sama, I understand your feelings, but
Beatrice-sama does exist. Battler-kun, why don't you believe? Look at how much circumstantial evidence there is.
I don't accept the argument that if it can't be explained, that if I can't explain it, it's all the witch. If you don't know how a light bulb shines, if you don't know the principle, does that mean it's all magic? It doesn't, does it? There's nothing that can't be explained without magic. All of this about witches and magic is just abdication of thought. You just surrendered and gave up because you don't understand what happened. I'm right, aren't I?
well, I'm not surprised. But it looks like you're the only one who's not going to believe no matter what. If even a single person doesn't believe, the miracle won't occur. So if you don't rethink your ignorant theories, the magic won't be completed.
Now I see. I finally figured it out. So in other words, you guys want to get me to say that the witch exists, don't you? If everyone accepts this lie, it'll become the truth. That's what this is all about, isn't it? Well, too bad. This is the one place I'm going to say too bad. That's no goddamn good at all. I refuse. You guys are all pressing me, and that is exactly why I say it's no goddamn good.
Why?
Sorry, but why don't you let me flip over the chessboard one last time? If you want to force me to accept that there's a witch, there's a really easy way. And it's not the roundabout way of saying humans can't do it, so it must be a witch. All you have to do is actually show it to me. The way a witch did it with magic. Furthermore, what Maria said earlier is what will really dig her grave. You said that if even one person doesn't believe, a miracle won't occur. But real miracles happen whether people believe in them or not. Even if I alone don't believe, even if I alone don't believe, so any miracles or magic or witches that exist only because I believe in them are downright lies.
The uneasy mood following Battler's ignorant rant was thoughtfully blown away by a very refreshing and light laugh. Whose laugh? Battler was surprised by that voice which he had never heard before. When he looked at George and Jessica, at Shannon and Cannon and Maria, he noticed that they had all gone suddenly and respectfully silent.
Beatrice! Wonderful. I haven't been able to meet such a charming human for quite some time.
Yeah, I told you a witch
why
exists.
Are you the witch?
Listen, I'm trying to differentiate. It was the best I could come up with right now. Come on.
I'm sorry, it was too easy. We're like, oh, it's Ava. Rouse time.
But I told you,
She's not
she
even
exists.
in this scene.
No, she's dead.
Yeah. Thing is like, I only have one
Who
audio voice.
Are you?
So, you don't even know the host of the tea party to which you were invited? Simply wonderful.
He's gonna pull the doohickey. Run, Battler!
Yeah, we kind of weren't supposed to be seeing that sprite with Beatrice with a doohickey until now. I just thought it was so funny I had to share, and we were gonna see it anyways. Yeah, I had to lie about that whole, like, oh, she was just in the background, which was probably blatantly obvious, because Ryukishi gets other people to do the backgrounds.
Yep.
You are graced by the presence of the Golden Witch who has lived for 1,000 years. Beatrice-sama.
I am most honored to see you, Beatrice-sama.
Please forgive Battler-kun's ranting.
This guy's just stubborn, and he still doesn't understand the situation he's in. It is fine. After 1,000 years, most witches get tired of living. Once in a while, it is nice to meet a man with backbone such as yourself.
It is
No.
quite an honor.
No, just... That's fucking bullshit. It's such a cop-out.
Oh, seeing the witch in front of your very eyes?
Go
You
fuck
wanted
yourself.
to see the witch in front of yourself, so here she is.
It is quite an honor to be present when Beatrice shows herself, Battler.
Huh. Now this is some shit. Are you really that desperate to make me believe that a 19th person is the culprit? This is starting to get interesting. And it's no goddamn good. You must be an illusion of the witch Beatrice, who's asserted by Maria and the others. Nah, bud. That's a full person. And only when everyone
Well,
believes
they're in
in your
purgatory.
existence. And only when everyone believes in your existence will you finally be allowed to exist. You're that kind of fictional being, right? That's why you want to make me believe too. You can't exist because I alone don't believe in you. Isn't that right?
Your power of understanding isn't bad for a common mortal who knows nothing of magic. I see. It seems that you were born with a strong magic-resisting power. The natural enemy of us witches. No matter how much we tip you upside down and shake you, you'll never believe in us. Therefore, magic will fall short against you. That attitude of yours makes a great deal of sense.
I've got no clue what you're saying. It's very kind of you to go to all these. It's very kind of you to go to all this trouble of showing yourself to us, but I don't believe you exist in the slightest. It's true that many strange things happened during those 2 days, like Maria said earlier. Even though I think that all of the tricks could be explained, I still can't lay out the practical details of each one. But that doesn't mean I'll surrender. I'm different from the rest of them, see? See? I'll never argue that it was the work of a witch because I can't explain it.
My interest in you grows deeper. It will be worth my time to break you.
Alright, Battler. What you need to do is get you some big dog. Get you some big dog. Go for it.
Ah, yes, you want Battler to get action with Beatrice, I see. They immediately
Get you
met
some
you
big
already
dog.
want to ship them.
I love the enemies to lover trope. I don't think you understand.
No, I can see the
Mhm.
appeal. You're just the kind of man I'd love to force into praising my name. You're just the kind of man I'd love to force into kissing my toes.
What is with everyone here in feet? I don't get it.
Something writer's barely disguised fetish.
Talk all the nonsense you want. I deny you exist. All the events can be explained with human tricks. There's no room for even a speck of magic or witches.
Wonderful.
Oh, fuck,
This-
misclick.
Careful, I might curse you. Wonderful, this is the perfect form of diversion from 1,000 years of boredom. Then let me ask you. A short while ago, you said that using the crack in the door would be sufficient to kill Eva and Hideyoshi, right? Explain how you would do that using your human tricks.
Suddenly jumping right into the toughest part, are you? Does that mean that this is the trick you're proudest of, Miss Real Culprit?
Ooh. Beatrice shook her golden pipe, and 7 colors of gentle smoke trailed out of the end. The smoke quickly obscured the surroundings, and they were suddenly in the hallway of the mansion. What were you saying, Soundwave?
It's a very brown pipe for it to be golden.
That's probably the ends.
In front of their eyes, a slightly open door secured by a chain. Yes, it was the entrance to the room where Eva and Hideyoshi had been killed.
Nice trick.
No, I'd say that's fairly gold.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess, like, when it was the background.
Probably.
Fair enough, yeah.
Now then, show me what you would do through this small crack, Battler.
Show us, fight man.
They probably had some device to shoot those dice. I wasn't done reading.
I know! That's why I immediately opened up the log!
Probably had some device to shoot those ice picks if they used that.
How would you aim at Ava over on the bed when you can't see that far through the crack? And how would you reach Hideyoshi in the bathroom with the door shut?
Damn it. There's a crack. There should be some way.
If you can't think of one, allow me.
Oh? Go on. How would a great witch do it then? Come on. Let me see your little trick.
Battler, you're being rude to Beatrice.
When the fuck did you
Shut up,
get here?
child.
It is cool. It is fine. Quite fine. What a charming man. It will make it all the more enjoyable to break him.
You really want to make me kiss your toes that much? Once again, what the fuck, man? Only if I surrender.
He doesn't seem
But
against
watch.
it, though, that's the thing. He's not against it on principle, he's against it because he doesn't believe in the witch. Sounds like Battler's fine with feet stuff.
Ryukishi, what the fuck, man? Watch. I'll definitely expose this trick. And I'll make you kiss my ass instead.
What a charming man. I shall remember that promise. Weak witches kisses the behinds of demons to gain power. Because there is no greater oath of total submission. It is words like those that give me the desire to subjugate you.
Paying no mind to Battler's crude ranting, Beatrice once again waved her golden pipe. Yes, for that golden pipe was her precious magic wand.
Come, arise, children. I am the guide of purgatory. Wield the 7 stakes which forgave the deadly sins.
Guided by those magic words, which sounded like a psalm, 7 stakes gathered. They were the stakes of the 7 demons, symbolizing the deadly sins of sinful people.
Beelzebub and Asmodeus, come, forgive their sins. Release the spirits of the sinners.
What?
The stakes of Beelzebub and Asmodeus responded to Beatrice's call. The 2 demon stakes burst into motion like billiard balls struck by a cue, and were sucked through the crack of the door. Then came the sound of them deflecting repeatedly off the walls of the room, making sounds like a woodpecker. Then finally, a pleasant sound could be heard.
Alright, so we're seeing this from... The narrator is Beatrice at this point. Or at least Beatrice's, like, perspective. Because this is not Battler's perspective.
It was a small, satisfying sound, like the one heard when someone is chopping firewood, and they let a falling... Okay, I'm gonna shift this background because they played sound effects, and I need to shift the audio again.
Yeah.
Like the one hears when chopping firewood, and the falling axe neatly and easily slices through the wood. It was the sound of the 2 stakes burying themselves deep into Ava and Hideyoshi's foreheads.
Right through the middle. Want to see?
They had definitely heard the 2 sounds like someone's forehead being split open. Battler wasn't permitted to see it since he was on the other side of the door, but those 2 had died again, and the second time, they had not laid 1 inch apart from where they had lain the last time, with the exact same blood spray as before.
You must be crazy. This is insane. You can't kill people with this insanity.
I most certainly can. I can kill them just like this.
Suddenly, they were no longer in the hall, but seated at the tea party which they had started from. Everyone but Battler was sitting meekly, but Canon was moaning, fresh blood dangling from his mouth. Such bad manners for a tea party. Satan's stake was buried deep into Canon's chest.
Are you fucking kidding me? Why would you kill him again? Canon-kun. Canon-kun. Damn it. Damn it.
Battler was the only one getting agitated. George, Jessica, Shannon, everyone else was meekly hanging their heads like students being told off by their teacher.
Canon, you were captivated by a trifling anger and tried to disturb my banquet. Your deadly sin is being easily captivated by anger. Cleanse yourself, regret, and do it over. But, Beatrice-sama, please forgive him. I think Canon-kun has repented enough. Wonderful. I am generous to those who respect me.
Not the crap. Don't think for a second that this piss-poor show of theatrics will convince me of your stories, of your sorry existence. Like hell, you're a 1,000-year-old witch. Your tricks aren't 1,000-year-olds. At best, they're the accumulation of hundreds of years of cliches that the mystery world has created. They're not magic. No way they're magic. All of these crimes can be explained with human tricks.
So we're just gonna ignore the whole, like, teleporting back to the house and then
Yeah.
teleporting back here.
Dog, she
We're
has
dead.
teleported you across the mountain.
We're dead.
You should explain my 1,000 years with 100 years by humans. Good, good. That's why I like you.
Foolish battler.
Stop yourself, Battler-kun. Beatrice-sama is someone you can't go against. Shannon started moaning, holding her cheek. Maybe she had a toothache. But it didn't look anything like a toothache. A slight redness spread across the cheek Shannon was holding. It looked like the redness was causing Shannon unbearable pain. She started to press her nails into the cheek, and drops of sweat appeared all over her body. Shannon! Shannon! Hang in there! Hang in there!
What's going on? Damn it, what the hell is that red stuff? That's blood, dog.
It expanded rapidly, covering half of Shannon's face. Then, the stupid dunce Battler finally realized. Please! Battler-kun! Please believe in Beatrice-sama! I beg you! Because you won't believe. Because you won't believe. The magic is wearing off! For the first time in his life, Battler heard the sound like a pomegranate splitting. The red spray landed even on Battler's face. House to add, Shannon's face had been split in half, and her last horrible moments in that storehouse had been repeated once again. Shannon! Shannon!
Damn you, stop it, stop it. Don't humiliate the dead, don't humiliate the dead.
This time, the redness spread across his George and his entire body. It was like the beautiful cloud drawn by milk when it is poured into black tea. They slowly spread out and extended across his entire body. As they grew more saturated in color, they seemed to give George increasingly greater pain. Looking at these bizarre patterns, Battler was petrified as he frantically thought with his pitiful, clumsy imagination about the nature of the strange deaths that George and the others had experienced. Before long, the redness reached the nearby Jessica as well.
Stop. What did Aniki do? What did Jessica do? Just stop. Fight, man.
Fight, man! Fight, man! Don't fight!
Don't let the witch break your spirit. Deny her. Erase her. As long as at least one person denies her, she's an illusion that can't exist.
Oh, so now you're changing your tune? Are you okay, Jessica? What, Aniki?
Okay, to be fair for Jessica, she didn't really, she was mostly going along with the flow, but not really until she was pressed to having to say that Beatrice existed. She's like, well, there's no other explanation, but not saying until like that very last final chain of everyone saying it. So she's still seen the most skeptical in the end.
Mm-hmm.
George was no longer shaped like a person. He looked like the pile of leftover meat after the good, delicious meat had been scraped off to be cooked. The only traces of his time as a human were the shape of his lower jaw and a rib cage. And it was clear that Jessica, who was covered in a steadily strengthening redness, was approaching the same fate.
Butler, quick, leave him, Beatrice. You don't. Everyone's magic will wear off.
Maria, it's all over your body too.
I resurrected all the dead with my magic. But as long as you don't believe, that magic will hold no true power. But I'm sure that a man of your caliber won't be broken by something like this, right? But, we didn't want to doubt our friends. We refused to face reality and gave in to the witch. But I know you. I know you won't give in to that witch.
Jessica? No.
You could at least gone the way I went about it last time. Like, actually yelled at least a little.
Yeah, except I got a text from my mom earlier saying I was being too loud.
Ooh, fair enough.
Tragic. How sad. Jessica met the same end. Just like George, she ended up like a butcher's leftovers. Broken apart, melted, and all mixed up, so you couldn't tell which was George and which was Jessica anymore.
Butler, don't cry. Beatrice will resurrect the dead over and over, so there's nothing to be sad about. So, even if we die, we're still just fine.
The redness began eating into the whole of Maria's body. When he saw this, the foolish battler screamed out loud.
You bitch. You won't get away with this. I'll never forgive you. You call yourself a witch? You call this magic? I'll deny you with every last fiber of my being. I don't care what happens. There's not a chance in hell I'm ever going to accept you. If you want me to as an enemy that bad, I'm not done. I'm not done reading that line.
I cannot control this. This is auto-scrolling without me.
Oh.
I am not
I'll
doing
deny you
anything.
No matter what. Every last impossible thing I'll explain with humans.
Yeah,
I'll erase every cell of you from this world.
Yeah, this is all its own cutscene. I'm sorry, Yeah, so,
Umineko
so welcome to the actual rub of the thing.
Yeah. Ryukishi 07, 07th expansion.
Yeah, so
Original picture GFX.
motherfucker, shut up. Welcome to the actual rub of the mystery. It's not who killed these people in this. It is, there is a witch trying to prove that she is real. You have to use every sense of reasoning you can with every mystery you're provided to prove that it isn't magic.
So what you're saying is, I'm in the right.
What I'm saying is, I had to tell you that you were wrong for the first act of this to actually hit.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I can go back off and say, yeah, no. There has to be a way for all of this to work, otherwise Battler just fucking loses.
It's a battle of the minds.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So now,
Oh no, Daisuke.
yeah. Now these, these exceptionally professional voice actors that are not us.
Right. Inoi Marina.
Oh yeah, like
Hitomiki.
half the people here are voice actors from Higurashi.
Kenichi Suzumura is George, of course.
Yeah. And once
Hori
this is-
Yuri was fucking Maria?
Yes.
Yui Hori, rather.
And then there's Ami Koshimizu as well. And Shannon's voiced by, Kugumi
Sayaka
Radie.
Ohara is a fantastic Beatrice, by the way. Oh, and then there's
Yeah.
Lambda Delta, who we don't have. You know, the secret ending we never got. Tragic, I know.
Neko Sakura Dai Anzu.
Oh, this is radio was done by 5PB, huh? Oh, nice. Yeah. So
Check
now,
profiles.
yeah, we can't now because this is trapped in a cutscene. But once I saw this, where it was suddenly switched around from, oh, magic is kind of real, but you can also try to disprove it with every way you can. Like, that's when I was like, I need to get, like, you at least to play through this with me.
Yeah.
Because this is entirely up both of our alleys. Yeah.
Oh, I just love it when the cat's right next to my door, seemingly wanting to go out, and then she's like, nope, once I open it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Senkyo no Igreja.
I have no. I have been trying to find like an actual translation of what the like actual like Latin chanting is in that song. No one has it online in the slightest for years.
Yeah, no, because they focus more on the Japanese lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, this is going along a lot longer than I remember, but I don't think I can skip through it.
I mean, it's probably been, what, like a month or two since you first played through?
Yeah, it's been a month, like a month or so since I did first episode 1, then decided, nah, I need to go through this with all of y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I know for a fact, based on just like reading the description of episode 2 and like playing a little bit of it, like the first bit of it before the first mystery, the mysteries get harder from here. So if you're having trouble, if anyone was having trouble trying to solve the first bit, it only gets worse.
Oh, hey, gunshots.
And lightning. Ooh.
Thunderbolts and lightning.
Very, very frightening me.
I'm gonna
Galileo.
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 Oh, right.
Uh,
You speak well, battler. That's the kind of thing that can divert me from my 1,000 years of boredom.
time to check the profiles.
Come explain. Try explaining it with all your so-called human tricks. And learn how lowly humans are. Let's see you try to use what humanity has built up in 100 years to oppose my 1,000. It will make forcing you to submit all the more enjoyable.
Before we continue,
Yes?
profiles.
We unlock profiles to see in the main menu after this, and it's like another like 3 lines.
Mhm.
We're literally almost done.
Yeah. So tell me, battler, what about Maria's letter? How the 6 were killed? The disc shutter, the receipt seal, the locked room with the chain, Canon in the boiler room, Genji and the others in the parlor, Natsuhi's suicide, the riddle of the epitaph, the location of the hidden gold. Come, battler. Why don't you show me the power of humans?
Oh,
Well, that laugh just got cut off.
yeah,
Oh,
the
goddammit.
laugh peaked your mic.
I kind of figured it was getting a little too close or it went too loud.
Ooh.
Ah.
Huh. We're gonna be hearing that gunshot a lot, aren't we?
Yeah. There's one more thing we probably will have to go through, but we can do that after we do the profiles.
Yep.
And also after we hit this ad break that's coming up. Can you go
Yeah.
away? Alright, we will be back after this quick ad break. Then we can check out the profiles and then read this last mystery interaction. And then that will be it for today, and we'll be off to episode 2 with even harder mysteries.
Yep.
We'll see you on the other side of the ad break.
Mhm.
Bye!
Yep.
Alright, ads have started. Back in a sec.
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
I am back.
Oh,
Question. Has Beatrice always been in the background of the menu options? I don't understand. Soundwave? Hold on, I need to pull up the VOD for a sec of, like, a past VOD. Hold on. Because that actually is something I just noticed. Hold on.
What?
So, has Beatrice always been in the background of the menu?
No.
Okay, I'm not going crazy. She is appearing there with new people in the background. Okay. That is actually bothering me then. I did not notice that until now. Okay. Following this new mystery this discovery we had during the ad break of Beatrice and 2 other people in the background of the options menu. Let us check.
New.
Wait, shit, we can't see the profiles yet. I think we have to actually go through this mystery thing. The Tea Party of the Unhuman. Then I think we can open up the profiles, because... Hold on. Is Velvet back?
I don't know.
Ooh. Here we go.
alright, I'm back.
Oh. Okay, yeah, it is after the mystery thing, so... This is the Tea Party of the Inhuman. So...
What sort of tea should I prepare next? You have free choice of any brand that ever was throughout the ages.
Original Lapsang Suchan tea.
Oh shit.
Yeah, do you want one of us to take over that?
Please, please. I can
Dried plum tea. Those dried plums that go for 200 yen a pack.
Isn't that a chick from Higurashi? Hold on, that face,
it
I've seen...
resembles Rika Furude.
Yeah, that is Rika from Higurashi. No Naku Koro ni. Huh. I wonder what she's doing here.
Yeah.
Having tea.
4,000 years I've been fond of the black tea, but I did not know of such a thing. I will never tire of living in this world.
Beto, you don't have to display such hostility. I'm just a wandering witch. I didn't come with the intention of violating the rules of your territory.
There's not even a sliver of hostility. I am just terribly concerned about seeing that the legendary witch, Lady Berncastel, is well attended to.
Hold up.
Think her profile was just added.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Beatrice,
There
the
it
golden
is.
witch who has lived for 1,000 years. She has already surpassed the limits of humans, and it is said that she will appear in response to a human summons, just as demons do, to lend them her power for a price. Likes black tea and ice cream. Hates boredom and those that deny her existence. Berncastel, the witch of fragments who has lived for 1,000 years. It is said she lives in a world where concepts like fate and possibility can be made visible. Observes the fates of humans and sometimes interferes. In other words, sometimes she is you and is your only friend. Understand? Likes wine and spicy food. Hates boredom and those who never learn. Oh, she's got its cattail thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
But Berncastel, I did consider download Higurashi like the other day on my laptop just to make sure it was running, and I could start like chipping away at work when I have like busy sessions of nothing to do.
Hey, Case, are you sure it's Berncastle and not Burncastle?
Oh.
We'll never
Okay.
know because she got upset at us and closed the game.
Get upset at you for mispronouncing her very clearly spelled Burncastle name.
Oops.
Like seriously, Case. Listen, spell out the word castle.
No,
for me.
no,
No.
it's gone.
No. No.
No, okay,
No.
fuck it, hold up, fuck it. We've already gone through this. I'm not doing this again. I'm just gonna open it to the like elements that should have been added after we beat the question mark thing. I am not going through that again.
No.
The
I
menu
wanted
changes,
to
by
read
the way.
rest of Burncastle's line. Oh, does it give us the stuff?
Yeah, it gives us the stuff. That's why.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is the stuff. Speaking of stuff, hey Case, you forgot about me and Velvet again.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you gotta remember to reopen the Discord stream.
To be fair,
after
I'm a
all.
bit rushed with other things when it just immediately crashes on us. But yeah, I should focus on that. Yeah, thank God for the fucking locks. That is so nice. Okay. Characters. Berncastel. Berncastel. Berncastel.
Yep.
Burncastle. Yeah, but that's very clearly spelled. And Beatrice's name is pronounced weird in this game too.
It's called Beatrice or something, but
Yeah,
Yes.
Burncastle. You misunderstand. I am powerless. Before a witch such as you, with dreadful power to kill a person 100 times over, I'm completely powerless.
That a powerless witch like you possesses a power that none can approach is what is truly terrifying. After all, you fended off the great witch, Lady Lamba Delta, as a lone piece.
is she added here?
No.
No.
No, it's when they properly appear.
I only won an endurance contest. She simply got tired.
That is not what Lady Lambda Delta said, though. Too much humility can be unseemly, Lady Burncastle.
That girl has a dreadful power. The power to kill a person without fail. However, there's no such thing as without fail in this world. Just as, no matter how many times you divide 1, you can never make it 0. That girl, with the power to bring that closer and closer to virtually 0, and give rise to virtually absolute certainty, I hope I never have to fight such a terrifying witch again.
However, you have a power that manifests without fail, except for 0. Although you say there is no such things as without fail in this world, you possess an infallible power yourself. How very terrifying.
The power to kill a person endlessly. I think you are the more terrifying one.
Such jests. From your point of view, mine is but a trifling power. The phrase, flattery will get you nowhere, was made for this situation.
Call it payment for my stay here. I am a fleeing traveler who crosses the fragments, Kakera, continually running from boredom. I simply came around, and because I heard that you'd started something interesting, rest assured. I simply came around because I heard you started something interesting. Rest assured, I will leave my own accord as soon as you start to bore me.
I am deeply and humbly delighted to have the great Lady Burncastle as an observer. And so, your impression?
Lambda Delta is terrifying because of her cruelty. However, she was a girl. I could understand. You do seem to possess affection that I can't understand you, but I can't understand you at all. That's why you're much more terrifying than her.
I am fickle by nature. Do forgive me. Besides, I believe you also enjoy trusting your fate to the roll of fickle dice. Is that not so, Lady Burncastle?
When I roll the dice, I have a roll I clearly want to get. Unlike you, on the other hand, anticipate all outcomes. And, whatever the roll might be, you're never disappointed. Whatever the dice show you, you are satisfied without fail. In that sense, you far surpass me.
This is still you.
Oh. You're one I really don't want to fight with. Inside of you, there's nothing but 0. That's why I can't win against you with my power. The worst matchup. Perhaps Lambda Delta, on the other hand, was a good matchup against you, since she would likely be able to kill your endlessness.
Truly, tea is best drunk in the company of a witch. It's never boring.
Good to hear. Boredom is the sole poison that can kill me. So, don't kill me, alright? Lady Beatrice and the Switch.
If such is your wish, I shall show you an even better time. In that case, wouldn't it be best if I brought the next chessboard in right away? It would seem that the next tale would do more for you than a refill of tea. Just wait for a moment.
Something troublesome seems to have taken a liking to you. I'd really like to lend my power, but as you just heard, that girl's power and mine have a very bad matchup, unfortunately for you. But you really are pitiful, so I'll help you out just a bit. First of all, about that girl. She does have an existence that goes by the name of Beatrice, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she is a woman with an individual body. Do you understand what I mean? In other words, she's not some human. Her existence is a personification of the rules of this world. To beat her, you have to expose the rules of this world and unravel them. This can be likened to learning the rules of chess by watching a few games. First, take a look over the chessboard and notice the movements of the rolls of the pieces, and then look for the conditions required to win her game. When you've managed to reveal all of these things, her heart will be exposed. After that, you can rip it apart or crush it as you please. I'm being quite generous. Back when I was once human, it took me 100 years to realize even this much. This is my meager farewell gift to you, the pitiful one captured by Beto. It is like a single spoon. A spoon can be used for more than just drinking soup. You can use it to dig through the prison you're locked in, or as a weapon to gouge the witch's eyes out. Of course, you can also use the spoon to continually sip the watery soup inside your internal prison. Don't get the wrong idea. I have no intention of becoming your ally. I do feel sympathy for you, but I won't help you. It's like how someone sitting in front of a television cannot reach the characters on the screen no matter how much they yell at them. That's how you can tell I'm a witch, you see. I intend to enjoy the endless tales that Beto is going to weave until I tire of them, but I'm sure that alone won't hold my interest. That's why I lend you my power. It's all so that I don't get tired of this. I'm the cruelest witch in the world. No matter who the opponent may be, I'll absolutely make them surrender. Even if that's Beatrice, the Endless Witch. You are my game piece. Give it your best shot. I'll give you advice sometimes, out of her sight. Don't bore me, okay?
And with that, now we're actually ready to go into episode 2.
Yeah.
But now let's
So-
actually explore. Yeah, trophy is available. And
Fight Man just got phenomenal power on accident.
is it truly phenomenal power though? Who knows? Because for it to be phenomenal power, you have to acknowledge that it's a witch giving you that power.
Mm.
Human side. Witch side, execute, resurrect.
Oh, right. So, let's see.
So
Jessica.
This is the human side.
Missing. Even though she was given a precious invitation to the Golden Land, a single idiot refused to believe in the witch, and all of the magic went away. Afterwards, she was chewed to bits by demons and went to hell.
That's unfortunate.
Missing. Even though he was finally reunited with everyone, and were all getting along so well in the Golden Land, all of the magic was spoiled thanks to a stubborn idiot. Afterwards, he was chewed to the bone by demons and went to hell. Missing. We've already seen that, so that means last one is missing. The fool who spoiled the world where everyone could have been happy. Beatrice is very angry, but for some reason, she looks like she's having a lot of fun. Almost as if he's the first fun new toy she's had in 1,000 years. If only this idiot could just hurry up and see you like the rest. Finally, you've seen Beatrice before.
Mhm.
It is futile for a human like you to dream of killing me. Even if you fire bullets at me, they will merely bounce back as though by a mirror and strike you down. However, there is a single method with where you could kill me. You grasp the method in the palm of your hand. I doubt a mediocre fool like you could ever do it, of course. Cackle, cackle. Oh, and, Nazi. Found shot to death in front of the witch's portrait. How impudent of her to challenge a witch with nothing but a mere gun. Of course she'd end up like that. And there's the witch side, which is just these two again.
Yep.
We've always seen that, and, by continuing to think, I live on for all eternity. In other words, if I stop thinking, I can die at any time. However, I can revive whenever I want if I start thinking again. So I'm fickle and inconsistent. I live as I like, die as I like, revive as I like. That is our cast of characters as we're going into episode 2.
Yep.
So, thoughts on the matter?
Burncastle is a really interesting character, and I hope to see more of her.
Mm.
Anything else?
I personally
Nope,
can't.
I'm interested. I'm interested to see what happens in the second episode.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, we're getting to the point where we're all just going in blind, so much so. Hopefully that'll stick around, and we can then struggle our way through the mystery, because as I remember reading, like, when I got to it here, it says right here, the difficulty level is first rate. The witch plans to make you surrender in an instant. These are supposed to be very stupidly fucking hard puzzles now.
Oof.
So we'll have
Luckily,
to, like,
this is a kinetic novel.
sound novel is technically what it calls itself,
Yeah.
but we're ignoring that, because that's a... I know what he's going for, but that's such a specific thing where it's only just his words, his works that are called that. So yeah, it's a kinetic novel. Yeah. Alright. Any lingering thoughts, comments for chat? So anything before we head out, or...
My head fucking hurts.
I don't know why, it seems pretty straightforward to me.
No, it's because it's weather.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you meant literally your head hurts.
Oh,
My head literally hurts.
and as we've been told by Senshia, the difficulty gauges are actually accurate, so this is going to be like a struggle to solve. The next few. Because this was we started out with the easy puzzles anyone could probably resolve. Now we're getting into the fun. The witch hates us and wants to ruin our day.
Mm-hmm.
In any
I'm
case.
smarter than a 1,000-year-old witch.
Totally.
Okay. Sure. Let's go with that. Let's see, who is live that we can rate? Following live. You guys got anyone you can see live?
I'm on the phone, so I can only see the
Milk
Discord
Drops
screen.
is live. Kumatsune is live.
Zephyr,
Those are the
Zaren
small
Zephyr.
donors.
That's a name I haven't talked to in a bit. The card game VTuber guy.
Oh,
I haven't seen him in a while. Let's say hi to him. Thank you all so much for stopping by. It's been great. I think we can start up again. You all think you'll be free again Friday, and like Friday, Saturday, Sunday like usual?
yeah, well, Sunday we have a game case.
Oh, is that starting that Sunday?
Yeah, that's what he said.
At the very least, Friday and Saturday then, so we can actually get this done within a reasonable time frame, not
Yeah,
like one episode a week.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
we will figure it out. At the very least, we'll be here Friday, and then we can plan out the
Anyone
rest.
got a raid message?
Does
Or which is real? I don't know.
Battler Malding.
Battler Malding raid?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Alright. I will post that up. Thank y'all for stopping by. I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much for joining us for the entire first episode of Umineko. And have a good one. Bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. See ya.